Who's calling you?
Hello?
Hey, it's Cheerio.
Hey, what's up? That's crazy.
What?
No, we were just talking about the Knicks Pacers series on Part of My Take. What's going on? How are you? How you feeling?
Jerry, we're live to tape.
Good. I mean, I'm a little bummed out about that whole thing.
Why'd you
What
call
a
him?
crazy time to call.
Why'd you call him, Jerry? On today's Pardon My Take, we have an NBA Finals set. We also have our good friend Alex Caruso from the Oklahoma City Thunder getting ready for the NBA Finals. We also are going to talk to our good friend Ray Romano ahead of our chill week in Tahoe. He'll be competing, talking about his golf game, comedy, great interview. We're going to talk about the weekend sports that were. We got a little national sports podcast stuff to hit. Who's back of the week? Got a little screwed up there.
Well, last week, Max sprung the hot seat cool throne Friday on us.
Well, no, I knew he told us that before.
Yeah, but then he sprung it on us.
He sprung it on us
likes
after,
to
but
flex
he did
his
tell us
muscles
that before.
and be like, "Hey, just so you guys know, I sold a hot seat cool throne."
But we got a great show getting ready for the week, and it is brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. The NBA Finals are here. This is your last chance to bet on the NBA until next season, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is pulling out all the stops to make this a finals to remember. One team will be crowned champ, and the other will be lost to history. Who you got winning it all? Put your hoops expertise to the test all season long. DraftKings has been the go-to spot for NBA player props, and that doesn't stop now. Who's going to carry their team to the chip? Try placing a bet on your personal MVP to drop 30, 40, or over 50. Ready to place your first bet? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Lock in your bets and finish the season as a winner. Here's something special for first-timers, new DraftKings customers. Bet $5, get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Don't miss your last chance to bet on the NBA this season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers. Get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. When you bet $5 only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by DraftKings. Don't miss your last chance to bet on the NBA this season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers. Get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Monday, June 2nd, and the Indiana Pacers are in the NBA Finals in 49 states.
It's just a game.
It's just a game.
In Indiana,
Yep.
it's life.
In 49 states, it's just basketball. Congrats, though, to the Indiana Pacers. Incredible season, incredible run through the playoffs. They are so much fun to watch, and they take down the Knicks. Let's glaze on the Pacers, though, before we talk about the Knicks.
Okay.
Can we do some glazing?
I can glaze him. Pascal Siakam, well-deserved series MVP.
Right. It was obviously people were talking about the moment where Tyrese Haliburton thought he had won the Eastern Conference Final MVP. Now, PFT, you and I think, are in lockstep with this. We've always said that the MVP awards in these series don't mean anything. Tyrese Haliburton is the best player on that team. He deserves respect for that. Anyone who says differently is like silly.
That's the beauty of NBA basketball. And the sport of basketball overall is it's about team.
Right.
And there's no I in team. There's no MVP in team.
Right. And you're like, that's Tyrese Haliburton's team. You would never say, oh, whose team is it?
I mean, obviously.
Just because he won an MVP for a series, Pascal Siakam, who was great.
Tyrese is the straw that stirs the drink.
Correct.
He is. I mean, without Tyrese, none of this works.
Yeah.
The instant baskets after a made layup,
Yep.
those don't happen without him outletting the ball down the court.
Yep.
He is the most important player, I think, on the team. Everyone would agree to that. MVP, who cares? You
Who cares?
You get the Larry Bird trophy.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
Who cares?
Yeah.
That is cool, but people remember the team accolades, not the individual awards.
Right.
That's all.
Right. You agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the finals, I think people tend to remember
That's a little bit different.
The individual
I wouldn't have
accolades.
that same take in the finals.
In the finals, it's okay. That means something. Series MVP, it's like, okay, well, sometimes the best players they save a little something for the finals. You
right.
know? So it really matters whose name is on that trophy after it's all said and done.
Siakam, though, I think did he have 3 games where he was over 30 points? He was just an absolute monster in transition. It felt like the entire Pacers team, pace-wise, which is obviously no pun intended, but they torched the Knicks in terms of pace, transition. They outscored the Knicks 74 points in transition in this series. It felt like on Saturday night, it wasn't even the Pacers playing their best game. It was just the Pacers, it was actually the Greg Doyle being a weirdo, asking for clarification on Pascal Siakam on how the Knicks tried harder. It felt like every time there was a rebound, it wasn't even rebounds, too. It was just made baskets. They would get out so fast, and it would be Karl Anthony Towns, running, spinning around, getting a layup line on him. And the Pacers, they just kept on pushing it. And I also want to give a shout out to Andrew Nembhard, who was incredible.
Got headbutted.
He got headbutted. He had Brunson. I think Brunson scored 4 points in the fourth quarter. They were playing ferocious defense on him. Andrew Nembhard, though, through the playoffs, when he is a primary defender, Damian Lillard in the first series, Damian Lillard had 23.3% field goal percentage, 14.3% from 3. Donovan Mitchell in the second round, 23.3% field goal percentage, 16.7% from 3. This is all when Andrew Nembhard is the primary defender. And then against Jalen Brunson, 38.2% field goal percentage, 30% from 3. He was awesome.
He was great on defense, and Jalen Brunson, he continued to look shaky when he was handling the ball. He just doesn't see double teams coming ever.
Yeah.
And you can tell that he gets a little bit, in his own head. They make him nervous. They did a good job of making him uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then Nembhard playing just lockdown defense. That was awesome to see. The Pacers, the pace of Indiana basketball is so fun to watch. I don't even want to look ahead that much to the finals.
Yeah.
Because there'll be time for that because we don't play till Thursday.
We're gonna have Priscilla on for a full finals preview. Can I say one thing though about the finals?
Yeah.
Because obviously there's gonna be a lot of the ratings discourse, which we've already said. Who the fuck cares? I actually think this is going to be a fun matchup. I think the Pacers obviously are going to be tall task because OKC looks nearly unstoppable. But if you look at just since January 1st, because the Pacers season, it started. Halliburton was dealing with some injuries. Nembhard was dealing with some injuries. They started kind of clunky. I think they got blown out a few times in the first couple of weeks. I think they were 10-15 at one point with a loss to Charlotte. So it was a bad start for the Pacers. But since January 1st, the best 2 records in the NBA are the Oklahoma City Thunder at 53-13 and the Indiana Pacers at 46-18. These are the 2 best teams since January 1st. I'm very excited for this matchup. And I think the Pacers are very much deserving. People are going to be like, oh, well, this sucks, 2 smaller markets. The Pacers are just playing great basketball, and they took advantage of an East that was a little topsy-turvy. But I actually think they would have been here anyway, the way they've been playing.
Yeah, it was Hicks and 6. And the Knicks, they would have beaten the Celtics regardless of the injury. So let's remember that.
Oh, Hank,
they were going to be up 3-1 against the Celtics.
They blew a much bigger lead with less time in Game 1 of this series.
That's true.
That is true. Yeah,
that's true.
So,
but
it's impossible to make that point.
Okay, well, I think that it's fair to say that the Pacers played best. They played the best basketball the most consistently of any team in the postseason. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so ipso facto, they are the best team in the East.
I can't argue that.
No,
and Rick Carlisle needs some respect. Give Rick Carlisle respect because the man is a great coach, NBA champion. Rick Carlisle.
Yeah.
People forget that.
And Paul George needs some respect. We alluded to it last week, but these are the Paul George finals. Paul George was traded for, I think it was Sabonis and Oladipo, and then they became Tyrese Halliburton. I think also some draft picks that I think Shepard was one of them. And then also Paul George was traded from OKC that became SGA. It's the Paul George finals.
But I don't want to look too much ahead to the finals and be like, oh, I think this is going to happen, because there's a lot of that discourse going on out there right now. I just feel good for the Pacers.
I feel good for the Pacers.
They're a great team.
I'm excited for the matchup. I know that
it was a great matchup between the Pacers and the Knicks, and for the Pacers in terms of the style of basketball that each one excels at. It was as good as you could get for them. They were great in the postseason. Congrats to the city of Indianapolis. Congrats to Mr. Irsay. He gets the assist on that game 1.
Dan Dockich,
Caitlin Clark in the audience. This is really a Caitlin Clark championship right here.
Yeah.
Yes, Hank?
The stat,
I don't know. You look like you're about to give a take.
Well, no. I did some advanced research for the Pacers. Again, we're not going to do our finals preview till with Russillo, but Caitlin Clark is the Indiana Pacers are 7-0 when Caitlin Clark is in attendance.
Yeah, it's a
in
Caitlin
these
Clark
playoffs.
effect.
Now, the first 2 games in Indiana, she has no conflicts. Game 6, they have a road game, the Fever against the Valkyries.
Okay.
Do you know where the Valkyries are from?
The Valks. The Valks are from.
I did not. I'm not taking credit for knowing where
New
the
Mexico.
No. The Valkyries.
Learn your WNBA.
Sweden.
The Valkyries are Golden State's team.
Okay.
So they also have a game. I believe it's Game 6 is June 19th is the schedule. The Valkyries are playing the Fever. That could swing this. I mean, if she's there on Game 3 and 4, the Pacers are going to win.
She has to go to every game, right? When she doesn't have a conflict.
And she doesn't. Like
Yeah.
I looked at it. She plays, I think, the night before Game 3, and then the next game's a home game, and then it's the same thing. Like the Game 4 is the Pacers play, I think, Friday night, and the Fever play Saturday. So she'll be there for those 2. I don't know what she's going to do with this problem with the Valkyries.
I don't know.
It's a Valkyries
I don't
problem.
think it's going to get there. I don't.
You don't think it's going to get to but no, how do the math, Hank? Caitlin Clark attends
so
Game
she
3 and
forces 2
4.
wins.
It's guaranteed to go at least 6, but the Valkyries.
We need somebody. We need somebody in the media to step up and be like, I believe in the Pacers.
I mean, I have
Reggie Miller.
These
Who will be
Eastern
that-
Conference.
People were mad
I
about
have
that.
this entire. I don't know.
Did you guys feel?
Well, Reggie Miller,
offended?
when he showed up wearing black for the funeral, yeah, no shit. Announcers usually wear black. So when Reggie's like, yeah, you know why I'm wearing this outfit, it's like, yeah, that doesn't really look that much different from your normal outfit.
he also was
Reggie.
just wearing a black vest. He
Yeah,
wasn't
he was
even
wearing
wearing
black
all
vest.
black.
Yeah. So that wasn't really funeral attire. That's
No.
a funeral for somebody that like your friend knew and you go along as moral
Yeah.
support.
I've been standing up for the Pacers these playoffs.
Yeah,
I don't know
but
what's going to happen
That's
in the
what I mean.
final.
That's what I mean in the next round.
I'll probably just stand up for him and just be like, "Fuck it, I was wrong. Who cares?"
I mean, you can't. You
But
were right.
I didn't understand the people that were upset at Reggie Miller for
Well, I mean, they
presenting the trophy and
Yeah.
celebrating, but like, who cares?
No, I agree. I actually don't think he was like wildly biased too, calling the games. Memes,
But obviously, he's a little biased.
I think
memes?
just his presence makes it feel biased.
memes.
It felt extremely biased. He's
Yeah.
a journalism.
Who was the
he's a
Knicks
journalismer?
play-by-play announcer for every game?
Mike Breen.
Mike Breen. Mike Breen. Mike Breen's a man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not biased. He
Not
calls
biased.
it straight,
Mike-
right?
He's definitely not biased.
Reggie
He just
Miller,
likes to
though.
bang.
He
But
likes
it
to
is
bang.
funny because like New York does get, they have a lot of bias in the media, and then one time that the Pacers get one guy, everyone's like, "How could this be?"
Well, he's also maybe the most biased guy ever
Reggie Miller.
against the Knicks.
Yeah, but I
That's
don't
funny.
think
It
calling
is funny.
the game.
I have no problem with it.
I don't think in calling the game, I never was like, "Holy shit."
No.
He's going over this. He did it outside of the game.
I would be like, holy shit, what Reggie Miller just said was very dumb.
Right.
But I wasn't like, holy shit, what Miller just said was very biased.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But yeah, I'm excited for the Pacers. They're a very fun team. Pascal Siakam, what a fucking move to get him. Because he was, I believe, remember they like overpaid for Bruce Brown, like $20 million. Everyone's like, what the hell?
Defense.
And they basically were just like, no, we're just going to take this contract so that we can just trade it eventually.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the Pascal Siakam. And Bruce Brown. Yeah. And that was kind of like Pascal Siakam. Both teams went all in with trading some picks for a Pascal Siakam and Mikal Bridges. Pascal Siakam was better.
Right. So neither one of the teams in the finals are in the luxury tax, right?
Correct. So the Pacers haven't been in the luxury tax in 20 years.
I heard Wendy say that they're going to get permission to go into the luxury tax afterwards.
That's huge. So tax bills and teams' performance since 2012, the Pacers have not paid any luxury tax. The Thunder obviously have because they had those teams where they had, KD and Russell Westbrook, and then they obviously had the Russell Westbrook, Paul George teams. But yeah, it's pretty crazy that they actually. So I have a chart in front of me. They've paid zero luxury tax, and they have 51 playoff wins in that time, which is pretty crazy. And I think they have the same amount of playoff wins as all the other teams combined who didn't pay the luxury tax in those years. Well-run organization.
Did you see Herb Simon, their governor?
Yeah.
After the game, the best tradition in sports, letting the owner get the trophy first.
Of course.
That poor guy. Reggie knew that he was not capable of holding the trophy on his own. So he like gave it to him and then kept his hands on it, helped him lift it up, and then immediately was like, "Get this shit out of your hands. Let an athlete hold this, Herb.
Let someone else get it." But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Two small market teams. I think the Pacers are the 25th biggest market. I don't know what OKC is, but it's got to be probably lower.
It's got to be down there. Yeah.
It's cool. You could drive to the finals 11 hours back and forth.
That's pretty good. The Subway Series.
It's the Subway Series. All right, so congrats to the Pacers. We're excited for the Pacers. John Halliburton, he's got to get on the floor.
Get him on the wood. You got to
get him on the wood.
I don't know. I don't think they can. Part of the terms of his parole are you have to stay in the box. That might be box of the year.
Yeah.
You got John Halliburton, Tommy Alter, all the heavy hitters.
All the heavy hitters. I think McAfee probably needs to do. Although you can't really do the same speech.
You can't be.
With OKC.
It sucks that John the Cougar Mellencamp had to like go out there and make that statement, like apologizing for McAfee. I don't know how John Cougar Mellencamp deputized himself as like speaking for Indiana.
Well, songs.
But he was like Hoosier hospitality. Well, he says I was born in a small town, right?
Yeah.
Indianapolis, not that small of a town.
No. I just that was one of the dumbest controversies ever because it's like McAfee did what he does very well. You hand him a mic, he's going to
antagonize
an awesome wrestling person.
Yeah, literally in the WWE.
Yeah, he's
he's a member of the WWE.
He might be number one guy that you'd want to hand a mic to in a live sporting event and just let him talk. Yeah. And for anyone to be upset about that is insane.
Yeah, especially New York people. Ben Stiller. His tweet was crazy when he was like, New York would never do this.
It's like, very funny how there's so many.
Yes, you would.
There's so many comedians that don't actually have a sense of humor.
Like screaming at Reggie Miller last year.
Yeah. No, the comedians without a sense of humor. But also, you know what? And I'm not defending Ben Stiller, but this is also like sports fandom is the great equalizer.
Yeah,
because you just like no matter what, you could be the funniest guy in the world. You could be I can go with every joke. If your team loses, you just act like a little bitch for 24 hours.
Yeah, you're like,
that's just what you do.
I can't believe Dom Rickles told me to take his wife. That's not funny. That's not funny, Dom.
But it really is. It just makes everyone a little bitch for 24 hours, which is you got to just kind of let it go.
Yeah,
that's just what people are gonna do.
So we have to have the conversation now about the New York Knicks.
Yeah,
is this season a disappointment for the New York Knicks?
Memes.
We'd love to know your perspective.
No, it's not a disappointment.
Okay, but
if anything, they definitely overachieved. They did have this was the best opportunity to get to the finals, but they did
golden opportunity.
They did overachieve.
I don't have a dog in this fight. I can't tell another man whether or not it's a disappointment, but we do have one person that I think is very qualified to have this conversation with you. That's Hank. Hank, would you say that this is a disappointment for the New York Knicks?
I think right now it's easy to say like we overachieved, we got farther than we thought. I think when time comes and you look back at this year, you're gonna regret not going farther, and you're going to understand how golden of an opportunity this was to get to the finals with all of the injuries and the path just opening wide up. And having a lead in game one with 2 minutes left, blowing the biggest lead in playoff / NBA history. Losing in 6 games would have been 7. You would have had game 7 at home.
You want to talk about the what if game?
The game one what if is
what if that ball hits the rim, goes up 15 feet in the air, comes down, hits the rim, and bounces out. What if?
I mean, Jim Irsay died 5 minutes before the series.
That's a fact.
The Pacers are a team of destiny. They had Thomas Bryant and Obi Toppin just making every single three yesterday. There's nothing you could do. You can't.
Thomas Bryant, NBA champion. Let's put some respect on his name.
Yeah, but that guy still shouldn't be hitting those threes.
Didn't he win one with the Nuggets? Pretty sure he did.
Did he?
Regardless, it's just if guys let.
Was he on what team was he on? I'm pretty sure he won. I'm pretty sure he was on an NBA championship team. Was he on the Lakers? Maybe.
Let's see.
Go ahead. Keep going, memes.
If guys like that are hitting threes, you're just not going to win. It's not your night.
I mean, that's basketball, though. Your defense was.
I didn't see
tough.
any of the discourse until after the game, but it's like everyone's saying Cat. Cat's got to go. Where was that before? And why is that seem to be such a popular opinion?
Yeah, he won an NBA title with the Denver Nuggets. I agree with you, Hank. I think Cat is the greatest scapegoat in in like NBA history in terms of like this happened with him with the Timberwolves too, where he gets scapegoated. And I'm not saying the Cat is a perfect player. His defense was bad. He was getting abused defensively last night in transition. I do want to say credit to Cat. Like, you didn't see Cat just standing out at the 3-point line, just hoping, being passive and hoping that he would, hit a couple threes. He was throwing his body at people last night, big time. But Cat is not like Cat is defensively is a problem, but you have other problems. It's not all Cat.
He's still a big guy.
Yeah.
And you'd rather, if you have a problem on defense, you'd rather he be a large man than a small man.
But
so I think like if you're talking about pointing a finger on defense, you point the finger first at Jalen Brunson. But again, you don't get here without
right.
Jalen Brunson and Cat.
But that's the thing is that Jalen Brunson, obviously for the correct reasons, is the golden boy. What?
I'm getting a call.
Oh. Who's calling you?
Hello?
Hey, it's Cheerio.
Hey, what's up? That's crazy.
What?
No, we were just talking about the Knicks Pacers series on Part of My Take. What's going on? How are you? How you feeling?
Jerry, we're live to tape.
Good. I mean, I'm a little bummed out about that whole thing.
Why'd you
What
call
a
him?
crazy time to call.
Why'd you call him, Jerry?
Yeah. Sorry. I just happened to call. I just wanted to say it was a fun season, Hank, and I'm sorry. Things didn't turn out well for your Celtics. Things didn't turn out that great for my Knicks either. I'm sure you were pretty happy about it, but it was all in good fun. And
No, I was pulling for you guys. I was rooting for Mr. Bing Bong. I'm sad. I'm sad that Mr. Bing Bong's dead. You're not gonna be able to Bing Bong. You got
Yeah, well, he's not dead. He's just
No, he's dead. No, he's dead.
He's
it's
dead.
over. It's over. You had a great little run there. It's never going to be like that again. But it was a great run, and that's all that matters.
Oh, let me ask you something. You run the Knicks organization.
Yeah. Tibbs out, Cat out. Brunson
Tibbs out,
trading
Cat
block.
Blow it up.
Cat for KD?
Yeah, that'd be okay. That'd be a lateral move.
Now, are you saying that to, by the way, I believe in the state of Illinois, if I'm on air, you have to say you're on air right now.
Yeah, so we're talking about it on Part of My Take. You're allowed to take.
Okay. Well, you didn't say this is on air, so.
I just said we are. It's crazy you call. We're talking about the Knicks Pacers on Part of My Take.
And Memes said it, but you can't hear Memes' voice.
Yeah, Meme said live to tape.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying I don't know.
But Jerry, you called Hank.
Yeah, you called me. I was literally like, I interrupted the podcast to be like, why is Jerry calling? What's going on?
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm taking a bubble bath right now. And just making noises.
Oh, that sounds good. All right, Jerry. Well, we'll talk to you later. It's weird you'd call him.
Jerry, I have a question for you. Is this New York Knicks season a disappointment?
Huh? The Knicks season a disappointment?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay. That's loser talk.
Honestly, I have to say, our championship was beating the Celtics. From the bottom of my heart. I'm just saying, we can't be upset. I can't even blame that game one Eastern Conference Finals. I don't even care. We beat the Celtics. I mean, honestly,
An injured Celtics, a hobbled, banged up Celtics.
it's so funny. I see your boss tweeting that out all the time. I'm about to get into an argument with it, but I'm like, why even do that? Listen, we have another issue that we have to discuss on this show. Listen, there's been some things said back and forth with my wife and one of your coworkers there.
Who?
Look, I don't have I'll be honest with you, my wife is in the other room. I don't have her passcode or passwords or anything, so I don't know what's being said. I only go on
You can
X,
see it on
everything
X,
app
yeah.
and see
Jerry,
and see what's being said.
Jerry, it's
Yeah.
Big Cat here, and I don't want to interrupt your bubble bath anymore, but I sent you a text. I'm willing to make peace. All I ask is she stops hitting on me.
This is my relaxing time.
Okay,
So-
just tell her to stop hitting on me, and then I will unblock her, and we can make peace.
Okay. I got to tell you, I did see your post about my wife hitting on you.
Yeah.
And we hold on a second. I gotta get out of the bath. Sure, I don't slip. Gotta get the bath mat out.
I appreciate you calling me during your relaxing time. That was nice of you.
Yeah. Did see your post about like my wife hitting on you?
Mm-hmm.
And I actually I like showed it to my wife. Because my wife actually unblocked you, so like, my wife can actually see your tweets and stuff. Oh no, well she can't see your tweets now.
I blocked her.
I showed her your tweet, and we did have a reaction. Hold on a second. Let me just go to the other room.
She's just walking around his house nude?
Yeah, he must be.
What's in the other room?
Yeah, here. So here, honey, this is about that tweet where Big Cat said that you were hitting on him. What is your response?
See, I make her giggle when she's around me.
We're laughing at you here.
No, Jerry, listen.
Yeah.
I just remind your wife. I have 3 little kids. I have a wife I love.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I don't want any of this. Okay. Tell her to.
Hold on a second.
I'm happily married. I think she's happily married. Let's just.
Sorry. Yeah. You guys still there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were laughing about it. It's all fun. Listen, it is tough that, 2 of my best friends, Big Cat and my wife, because when we exchanged vows, I basically was marrying my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And when I come on to Pardon My Take and I manage your fantasy teams and I come on as Mr. Bing Bong, don't worry, everyone, Mr. Bing Bong's not coming on anymore this season. But, we're good friends. So, Big Cat, I really hope you can find it in your heart to unblock my wife and see some of her content. There's going to be some exclusive Marvel content.
Okay.
There's also in Star Trek Strange New Worlds. So maybe...
Yeah.
maybe you guys
Cat loves Star Trek.
Her and you can exchange pleasantries with each other.
Okay.
This is putting me in a hard position.
Yeah.
Because Big Cat, if I had to choose between you and my wife, let me think. Yeah, I'm choosing my wife.
Oh, okay.
I'm choosing my wife, yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll work on it. Okay.
Jerry, I have a question for you. This is PFT commentary here from Pardon My Take podcast, Barstool Sports. You're live to tape. Do you think Rebecca would be interested in following any of Adam Schefter's content?
That was a nervous laughter.
Dad, now you've gone too far. You don't want to wake up Mr. Bing Bong and have him come after the Washington Commanders.
No.
Do you? Because I happened to meet Coach Dable last weekend. He went to a Knicks game when the Knicks were in the playoffs and the Boston Celtics were knocked out. And Dable said he feels very confident about Jackson Dart. So maybe you should start to fear Mr. Bing Bong. Okay, Mr. Commenter?
Well, that's fine, Jerry. I did DM your wife, and I just said, no DMs. Promise. I hope we can be friends. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah, I don't... listen, it's not my call. I don't have her passwords.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk to you later, Jerry. Thanks for calling in.
All right. See you guys.
All right. Love you.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Bye,
right.
Jerry.
Hank.
Yeah.
Bing Bong.
Doesn't hurt anymore.
He just called you out of the blue.
I think I might have butt dialed them by accident. I was wondering why.
Wait, you called him.
Not on purpose.
And then he called you
my
back?
My phone started going off with had his contact
That's
up.
a great move.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Whoops.
called you.
Yeah, he was calling me. When I picked up my phone, he was calling me.
Yeah. His wife has his odds for me. She's. I'm willing to unblock if Jerry means it that we can get along, but she unblocked PFT and I on Saturday night, late night.
Hit me with a follow.
So and me too, which late night follow. Some may be like, that's a booty call. And then I woke up the next morning. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I can't. She's obviously interested in me. I'm going to block her, and we're just going to go our separate ways. And then she proceeded for the rest of the day to tweet about me and follow everyone in our office. And when
Not me. I blocked her.
Thank you, Hank. That's my boy. When she followed Stephen Che and Brandon Walker, I was like, this is getting a little crazy.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing, and we know what she's
trying
doing.
to get my attention. listen, Rebecca, no disrespect. You seem like a very lovely woman, immensely talented actress. I'm married, and I really don't want you to. Well, no restraining orders.
I think it's.
Okay?
I think
might
it's,
have to take one out.
It's super cool that she married her best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing nicer than friend zoning your own husband, which is awesome, and I support that. I think they have a very healthy, solid relationship. I would never want to do anything to get in between that. You and your best friend, like, he's such a great guy.
Yeah.
But just want to say hi, Rebecca. I will be respectful. The DM was just to let you know that I'm not going to send you DMs.
Okay, that's beautiful.
So if you want to DM me back, please don't, because that would violate the no DMs policy.
All right, love that. And I might unblock, but it's a lot of, like, middle school trying to be mean to me to try to get my attention kind of feeling, and it's just like, hey, we're two adults, okay?
Yeah.
We're two adults. Max still is just tweeting at her with the indented paragraphs, trying to fucking
Try
be
hard.
Mr. Oh, look at me. He's the real pervert in all this.
So now it's perverted to just show some respect around here?
Your ha-ha yesterday was the most perverted ha-ha I've ever seen. You did a ha-ha in the middle of a tweet.
Yeah, that was a funny part of that sentence.
Okay.
I wanted to just make sure that she knew that it was
What was
also
so funny? What'd she say?
Saying that her husband sucks at fantasy football.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. Something.
Max
something
is
like
hitting
that.
on her back.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Ha-ha. Ha-ha.
It was just showing
Ha-ha.
respect.
Ha-ha. All right, let's go back to the Knicks. We're talking
That's
about
just
Cat.
you don't want to commit to saying something that might be taken too seriously.
No,
Yeah, you're-
I've never heard of that move before.
No,
You're-
what? No,
Max,
come on.
Luckily, my
You-
competitors are a lot like your husband when it comes to fantasy. You're talking about how bad Jerry is at fantasizing.
Haha.
Then he said, "Ha ha." at the end of
Ha-ha.
that.
And then he said, that is straight, unfiltered,
Read that
from the
again.
tap pervert.
That. What are you talking about?
Ha-ha.
That is.
That is literally you're trying to laugh with her like, ha-ha.
It was
Giggling.
funny.
A
It was
giggle
funny.
fest.
It was funny.
You were
I
hitting
thought
on
it was
her.
You
funny.
were laughing
She
at
thought it
your
was
own
funny.
joke.
I just wish
Yeah.
Rebecca would understand that you're the real pervert here, and if she's got to worry about anyone, it's you.
What are you talking?
I blocked her.
I've
Same.
kept it clean. I've kept it clean from the beginning.
Okay.
You said
100% clean.
you said hope you're having a great day, and then you just wrote your name. You didn't even write respectfully, comma Max. You just wrote Max.
You know who needs to put respectfully at the end? People who it may be construed that they're not showing respect. Not me. It
Why
was
is that?
because it was obvious respect. It's like when someone says "with all due respect" and then says something mean.
No, that's always the nicest thing that you
Yeah.
say.
No.
Well, that's
no,
interesting,
no.
Max, because the first time that you wrote her, you said sincerely, Max.
Word count.
Yeah. You never want to go on.
Never,
People
yeah.
having to read more. You're
Yeah.
right. All right, let's get back to the Knicks. So trade Cat. That's what Hank would do. Pifty, are you in the trade Cat?
No, I don't think I'm in the trade cat.
Here's what. So I think Cat has become again. He's not a perfect player, but you have to admit that Jalen Brunson is a liability on defense.
Yes.
And you have to admit that you use a lot of assets for Mikal Bridges. He's got to play a little better, although he played great, obviously, in the Celtics series. And then you have to admit that something happened with Josh Hart where every time he tries to take a three, it like painfully hurts to watch.
I think you probably make sense. You sprinkle in a little campaign.
Yeah.
Give him the green light. You're
Yeah.
like, hey, Cam, tonight's your night. We didn't get that this series.
They're still a good team. There will be
Yeah.
a good team next year. I just don't know. It just feels like immediately everyone hits the trade Cat button
I also
every
think-
time you lose a game, and it's like he still is a matchup nightmare for other teams. I mean, he won a game in this series basically himself in that fourth quarter.
I think that Tibbs is going to take a lesson that he always takes from any time he loses some, which is you need to do exactly what you want to do, but you need to do it harder next time. So he's just going to be like, we're not playing anybody off the bench.
Yeah, memes. What do you think? Is it trade Cat?
I don't know if it's trade Cat and get Giannis.
That obviously
Yep.
makes sense. That makes sense.
If you could get a tier 1 superstar.
I don't think that's gonna go. I don't think that's exactly how that trade will go down.
Jerry just sent me the photos of him in the tub.
Yeah.
Oh no.
We just got a lot of Jerry O'Connell tub content.
Oh my God. That's a lot of.
Just blur out my penis, Bing Bong.
All right, well, we'll put it up for the YouTube listeners. Yeah, I don't know what the Knicks do. I mean, it was I feel like it's a weird spot that they're in where that was the best Knicks season in 25 years, but also you can look at the full situation and be like, man, we kind of blew a golden chance to get to the NBA.
Yeah, when you
Finals.
think about who you had to go through in the conference championship to get there, the Pacers, on paper, you would have loved to have that opportunity, right? Against the Pacers.
Home court advantage.
Home court
in the
against the
Eastern Conference
Pacers.
Final.
And you got that big lead at the end of game one. You're going to look back and be like, damn, this sucks.
That was a mean oof.
Yeah, it was a mean oof.
It was a mean
It was a
oof.
very mean
Yeah, the
oof.
Celtics never blew two 20-point leads.
NBA champion Celtics last year.
Last year's doing
Last year,
doing a lot of work
Hank-
in that sense.
Max
last
just did Max felt that for memes there. So you can't really get in a fight with him. You can't get in a fight with Hank about this stuff.
Memes, did you do the meme where you made the Statue of Liberty with Max's face on it?
No, I forgot about that one. Still time.
It's the new Crying Jordan.
It was a great year. I mean, you guys got Kylie Jenner to Indiana.
Yeah, that's true.
That is a huge positive. Mm-hmm. It still was a great year.
Yeah.
Completely ruined the Celtics. They'll never be the same. It was a great year.
That would be great for you if the Celtics just imploded. But, I mean, now you got to just be rooting next year with the heat of 1,000 suns against Hank and for them to just, like, blow the entire team up. If they don't blow the entire team up, then that win ultimately won't really mean that much.
Yeah.
I think we're blowing it up.
No, you're not blowing
You're
up.
blowing
All
it up?
Do you have anything else? I still I'll stand. I know it sounds stupid, but I'll still stand with Knicks fans for celebrating the journey. I know it looks dumb in retrospect. Everyone being like, "Oh, they raised the banner." I still think there's just a difference between fan bases versus the actual organization. What are you gonna say, Max?
We had the street signs. When are they coming down?
That the street again, and I think the street signs were stupid. And that's whenever politicians try to gain favor by being like, ooh, cool sports stories. It always comes across as cringe. That always sucks.
I do love the Greg Doyle impact on this series, though.
Yeah.
That was going to be my Who's Back of the Week, was Greg Doyle just making an ass of himself, being super awkward, talking to Pascal Siakam, and to the point where Pascal Siakam, that like woke something up in him, where he was like, you okay, man? Who is this guy? Who are you? Why are you asking these weird questions? What is it about Greg Doyle that makes him absolutely have to say the most awkward shit at the worst times?
Yeah, he's a weirdo. He's a big-time weirdo. Should we say anything about the last game on TNT, NBA on TNT? So they're still doing it next year.
I love the gone fishing at the end.
The gone fishing at the end was great. I do think you can be sad about NBA TNT being over because TNT had the best NBA coverage, whether it be inside the NBA, their announcers, Kevin Harlan. It always felt, I don't know, just always felt like when you were tuning in to TNT, it's like, this is a big game. It felt a little different. You'd also be able to, like, they're one of the only channels where if you keep it on after the game and fall asleep, you'll probably wake up to a good movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes.
Where ESPN you'll wake up to God knows what, but TNT you'll get a movie after.
You'll mix in like a weird episode of Charmed.
Yeah.
Something with motion smoothing on your TV.
I still don't understand what it's going to look like next year. I feel like they might fuck up the inside the NBA, which would suck. But I'm going to at least give them the benefit of the doubt that they'll still be awesome and funny together.
The great part about it, though, if ESPN does fuck up inside the NBA, they will be the first people to tell you that ESPN is fucking it up.
Right.
Like they'll just go scorched earth. on their own
Charles and
platform.
Shaq and Kenny will just be like, yeah, they fucked this up.
Yeah, I liked at the end when they started dropping F-bombs and just being like, we've always been just in like fuck around mode. That's kind of what our show was about. And then Ernie doing the very solemn, tearful goodbye.
Yeah.
Just when Ernie Johnson says anything, you feel like at least somebody honest is on television telling you something.
Yeah, and I got a little sad when I saw someone tweeted out it was the evolution of the score bug from the TNT.
Yeah.
That made me a little sad. It's like, damn, I've watched a lot of basketball on this station.
I feel like it should be okay if you keep that core group of guys together. It should be good.
See, look, this is pretty cool. It just looking at it, it's like, damn, that is a long time. That's a lot of basketball.
I love 2012 to 2014.
Yeah,
that's a great score bug right there.
And I do love like the first one, the 99-2000 one, where it was like, this station doesn't know how to do sports.
Yeah,
you know, and they're like, hey, the Terminator's a good movie. What if we played basketball in a Terminator score bug?
So I just wonder what they're going to do in terms of the production team behind inside the NBA. Are all those guys going to stick around? Are some of them going to leave?
I don't know. I hope we get I hope it stays as close to what it is as possible. That's all I'm hoping for. Okay. Well, should we do some National Sports Podcast stuff before we get to Who's Back of the Week? All right. Before we do National Sports Podcast stuff, quick word from our friends at Game Time. Hank, do you want to look up an NFL game you're excited for?
Surely.
Game Time. Football is back. The 2025 NFL schedule is out, and the only place you should be getting your tickets is Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Planning our fall schedule and circling the games we want to go to with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets. Game Time makes scoring NFL tickets faster and easier. They have exclusive discounts, and you can find seats for as low as $100. The Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic NFL tickets on time and for the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you'll pay. We're looking at tickets for...
Commanders at Dolphins in Madrid.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
$660 to get in.
Wow.
Make a nice trip out
Is
of it.
that Pithos?
I'm not sure.
All right, so use Game Time. What are you waiting for? Go to that game, Commanders Dolphins in Madrid. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PMT for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game Time. We're also brought to you by our friends at Shell Oil Company. Members get more rewards, savings, and special offers with the Fuel Rewards program at Shell. Fuel Rewards members can earn rewards on fuel, snacks in the convenience store, dining out at participating restaurants, shopping online at participating merchants, and more. Listen, I'm in just for the fuel and snacks because there's nothing better than getting both of those things when you go get gas. All rewards earned will turn into savings at the pump. The more you shop, the more you earn rewards, the more you save on fuels at Shell. Simple as that. The more you fuel, the more you save, and it's free to become a member. Become a new member of the Fuel Rewards program and save 10 cents per gallon on your first fill, 20 cents per gallon on your second, and 30 cents per gallon on your third. It's free to join. Why aren't you doing it? Get everyday savings afterward at Shell. Members get more rewards, savings, and special offers. Join the Fuel Reward program at Shell today. We're literally just giving you something right here. So visit fuelrewards.com/barstool25 for more information. I want someone to sign up for this and then maybe send me a picture of the discounted Twizzlers and combos you got. That would be nice. So fuelrewards.com/barstool25 for more information. Okay. National Sports Podcast. What do we want to talk about as a National Sports Podcast first? Scottie Scheffler being incredible.
Scottie Scheffler.
Scottie Scheffler is a man on a mission. I don't really know what else to say. He won back-to-back Jack Nicklaus.
Yep.
The Jack Nicklaus tournament.
So he defended his title too. The craziest stat to me was that Scottie Scheffler, he's now defended 3 titles that he has, and that Tiger Woods has defended 23 titles that he had. That's just every time Scottie Scheffler does something awesome, it's really just a promo for how great Tiger Woods was.
Tiger should be pumped about Scottie.
He should be pumped. He should be rooting for him for now. But you got the other stat.
This
up
is
here.
the meanest stat ever.
Wins since May 2nd. Scottie Scheffler, 3 in 4 tournaments. The Colorado Rockies, 3 in 28 games played. That's an insult stat.
That's brutal. Did you hear also Jack Nicklaus afterwards? He was as straight and to the point as possible. He said, Ben Griffin's a nice player. Sepp Straka's a nice player. Nick Taylor's a nice player. Scottie Scheffler knows those guys are not in his league.
They're not Scottie Scheffler.
That's it. Like, it couldn't be more clear. He's just playing at a different level than everyone else right now, and it's fun to watch. And then he also had the very relatable moment of his baby had a blowout and was handed a baby with poop in his diaper right after. The greatest equalizer is a baby having a poop blowout.
Yeah,
because it will humble any man.
I love it how every time he finishes a tournament, his wife is just first thing like, "Hey, great job." Also, now the baby, you're on the clock.
Yeah.
Whatever happens from this point forward, that's your responsibility with the kid.
Yeah. Also, we had Jordan Spieth almost kill a person.
Yeah, that guy rocked though that he hit.
Yeah.
He got hit in the back, and the guy immediately took his shirt off.
Yeah, he hit a guy.
Different guy.
No, that was different.
Was that
He hit a guy.
Ben Griffin, or I think that was Ben Griffin.
It was Ben Griffin?
Yeah, no, it's Jordan Spieth. Watch this, PFT.
I
Jordan Spieth hit
I saw
someone.
this one too. The guy ducks.
It's as direct as possible. He ended up making par on that hole.
Yeah, this is what's crazy about golf is how close they put the spectators to the players.
Yeah.
And they just assume that the players will never have a miss hit. And this one was going right at his head. But the other guy that got hit, the ultimate bro, gets hit in the back and then immediately is like, I got to take my shirt off. Because that guy had been working out. That was the best day of that guy's life
By
to
far.
get hit with the ball. He's like, yeah, I'm going to flex on camera real quick.
By far. Okay. So, segue of Scottie Scheffler, we saw the stat, the Rockies, they're 9-50.
Yep.
That's a problem.
Fastest team to 50 wins in the history of MLB.
50 losses.
50 losses, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, beating somehow they're worse than the White Sox last year.
By far.
It's
the White
crazy.
Sox last year at this point had like 16, 17 wins.
Yeah.
It's fuck the Monforts, fire them to the sun. They need to sell the team. 9-50 is insane.
It's crazy.
Insane. The other two things I had from National Sports Podcast. One was we have a Christian Yelich problem because he's getting hot. I know he left with like a contusion on Sunday, but he hit 2 home runs on Friday, and he's getting hot, and it's starting to make me nervous.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not. There's too many good lefties. And if it gets to that point, I will go Tanya Harding on him.
Yeah. So I sent him a text.
Interpret that how you will.
After his second home run on Friday night, and I said, alert, please read. This message is for Christian Yelich, date of birth December 5th, 1991. You have been flagged by Major League Baseball Banned Substance Department. Please report immediately to provide a mandatory urine sample. If you do not comply, you'll be suspended from all regular season exhibition events, i.e. home run derby, etc. Please reply yes to confirm your receipt of this message. If no reply is received within 12 hours, it will automatically register as a positive test, and you'll be banned from all regular season and exhibition events, i.e. home run derby, etc. Signed MLB. He did reply within an hour and a half, yes. So
Did he say he was pissed?
No, but I was hoping I was going to get him on that technicality, and then I was going to send it to MLB and be like, this guy is dodging. He also said that literally everyone in the stands was talking about us eating each other's asses when he hit the second
I
home.
love that. That's got to be good for his focus.
Yeah.
I've got an idea of maybe something we could do.
Okay.
Along those same lines, we should have somebody in this office take steroids and then collect the piss, and then just mail all the piss to MLB.
I love that.
And just label it Christian Yelich's urine.
I love that.
And
I
just
love
send
that.
tons of it.
I love that.
Is there anything against the law about mailing piss?
No,
I don't think that there is.
I don't think so.
We just need somebody that would volunteer to take steroids and pee into a cup.
Ryan Braun.
Join the juice games.
Oh, the enhanced games?
Yeah, the
Enhanced
enhanced
games.
games.
Those look so funny.
you
That one
legally-
swimmer.
Hold on, he's looking up. Are you legally? No, you are not legally allowed to mail urine. Okay.
No.
so
Tell the full story. No, you are not legally allowed to mail urine indiscriminately.
Oh,
That's a very
this is
key word.
discriminately.
That we're not being indiscriminate. We're targeted mailing
this
of
is as
piss.
discriminate as it gets.
Yes. Intentional mailing of piss to a certain actor.
Yeah, it's a problem. I don't think he's going to compete in this home run derby, but he did mention the All-Star game at Wrigley in a couple years, and that started to get me nervous because it feels like he's going to. I don't think he's going to do it this year. I think he's getting himself like pumped up for a big stand at one point in the next couple of years.
So he's got a finger contusion right now?
Yeah, finger contusion.
Why would he not do it this year?
Yeah, you got to strike while the iron's hot.
He's got a finger contusion. I mean, he's got a finger contusion. You can't hit with a finger contusion.
I don't think...
He should make sure the finger contusion is healthy. Don't take any risks.
There's just so many good players. So many good players that are lefties that I think MLB would... They don't want the storyline of the home run derby to be two podcasters licking each other's buttholes.
No, I'd agree.
Bad for the sport.
Speaking of so many good players, I wanted to do something real quick. We need to give a shout out to Cal Raleigh, big dumper.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He is now. Aaron Judge obviously is having an insane year. Aaron Judge is almost hitting 400. He's got 22 home runs. Cal Raleigh is the catcher for Seattle Mariners. He has 23 home runs, and that's insane. He's the fastest catcher to, I think it was 22 home runs by June 1st. Mm-hmm. It's nuts that he's doing this as a catcher. Like, Max, chime in. It's insane. 23 home runs for a catcher. And I think he leads the league in throwouts to second. Like, he's a very good catcher, too. He's played every game this year. So he hasn't caught every game. He's DH'd some of the games. But that in itself is still impressive, that he's played every game. It's crazy. He needs a lot more national attention, national sports podcast. He won't win MVP, but he's got my vote. Fair?
Yeah, no, Cal Raleigh's great. Probably Joe Mauer, the last very good hitting catcher to catch steam like this. So
he needs more. He needs more love.
It's just that every time Shohei hits a home run, the world talks about it. When Cal Raleigh does it, crickets.
We just need to get Big Dumper going more because I feel like when Big Dumper gets a home run, that's a totally different. And he's an elite fielding catcher, and he's doing this. It's crazy. He's got I think a 4.7 WAR, which that seems good, right?
And he's doing it. He's got less at bats than Shohei. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he trails Shohei by 13 at bats right now.
Yeah. He's pretty awesome. First catcher with 20 home runs before June. That's crazy. 23 home runs. Cal Raleigh, Big Dumper. He's our guy. Might go in the first round of the Dingers Only draft.
I think he's a great value.
Positional value.
Yeah,
I
positional
had
value.
him 2 years ago on the Dingers Only. It was awesome.
Positional value, I think he's easily 1-1.
Yeah. Has to be. All right. Do we have any other national sports podcast things before we do Who's Back? What else happened
National
this
sports
weekend?
podcast. TJ Watt has an offer on the table,
Oh,
but it's not to his liking
from the Steelers?
from the Steelers.
That's good because he hasn't been to OTAs.
It would be really weird if TJ Watt played for a different team.
What team could TJ Watt play for that would be the least weird?
Probably the Texans,
Yeah.
just because of the brother.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe the Chargers.
yeah, 49ers maybe?
Yeah,
49ers could do like a historical franchise, doesn't have anything to do with the Steelers.
yeah.
I could see that. I could see him being a 49er and it making sense. But you don't want TJ Watt to be like a Jaguar or like a Seahawk.
No, one of the
It would be
you know, one of the
weird.
strange teams.
Yeah.
I could see him.
I guess unfortunately a Packer would make sense.
You don't want him playing for the Ravens. I don't think he would.
No, I don't think he would. But that would also look cool.
Get a sick visor.
Yeah, it would look cool.
Well, I mean, the Steelers would never obviously trade him to the Ravens,
But it would look cool.
but it would look cool.
It would look very cool. Okay, let's do Who's Back of the Week. Who's Back of the Week is brought to you by our friends at Truly. Truly Hard Seltzer. We love Truly. Truly Unruly Lemonade combines the high alc fun of Truly Unruly with everyone's favorite lemonade. It's the official hard seltzer. Pardon my take. Lemonade let loose. 8% ABV, 100% delicious. 4 supercharged lemonade flavors. Bumpin' Blue Raz, OG Original Lemonade, Punched Up Pineapple, Wild Pink. Level up your lemonade with Truly Unruly. Find Truly Unruly Lemonade at a store near you or visit trulyhardseltzer.com. Henry.
My Who's Back of the Week is Taylor Swift.
Oh, you took mine, Hank.
Oh,
Why?
big one. Why?
She owns all her music now.
Thank God.
Even though she already re-recorded all of her music, so she owns all of her music twice.
Well, now she can make some money finally.
Are you being a hater? I just know that my timeline was just a bunch of people crying. And
Literally
saying it's
crying.
the biggest thing ever. And I'm not judging because I've seen a grown man cry after a round 1 win for the Dayton Flyers. Okay, so that happens. But how big was this?
My understanding, PFT probably knows a little more, so I'll just give my thought and then he can enlighten me. But she did not own her masters. That was a Scooter Braun situation.
Governors.
But
yeah.
she re-recorded all of her songs and released them again. So she owned all the Taylor's version songs. She owns all of them.
Yep.
So she had full ownership of her songs,
The new ones.
which are the same as the old ones.
Yep.
And now she bought back the old ones, but it's the same. So her fans, it's not like the fans are getting anything new.
Incorrect, Hank. Incorrect.
Fans are getting nothing new.
Incorrect,
And
Hank.
Taylor Swift, the richest
You
woman
are-
in the world,
he's a
is
hater.
You are a
getting
hater and
richer.
you're a misogynist, and it's okay. It's all right. Just say it.
What's wrong?
I'm glad that you're
I'm
saying it with your
confused.
chest.
No, I'm confused. Tell me where I was wrong.
So Taylor Swift was basically working for free for the last 10 years.
no, she re-recorded all of them.
She didn't make any money.
She released 1,000 versions
She's-
of them, so people have to
she's-
buy and buy and buy
Hank,
and buy
she's
and
dead
buy and
broke.
buy and buy.
She's dead broke. I'm sure that you were happy seeing her broke. She was the most oppressed person in the world, basically. And so now, because she bought her old masters
But what
back-
about the re-releases?
she had to put a new labor for that, Hank.
Okay.
That was
Wait,
all.
should we
that was all-
re-release our shows?
Yeah, Hank does. He just does voiceovers for all them, calls them Hank's version.
No one would listen to that.
It's all Hank
So was this a
doing
big?
different voices.
Was this a big deal?
No.
It's a Hank.
No.
There you go again, Hank.
No.
You love putting women in their place, don't you?
Put it this way, Big Cat. You're a Taylor Swift fan and you want to listen to a song. You could have listened to it last week. You can still listen to it tomorrow. Nothing changed.
But now it feels less bad.
No, Hank's like, well, she should have re-recorded all her songs from the kitchen.
No,
yeah, I heard
I
that one
respect
online too, Hank. And frankly, I think it's disgusting.
I respected the re-recording.
I'll tell you what
That,
you got.
by the
I'll
way,
tell you what the
Stan,
fans get differently.
One of the funniest clips that was going viral for inside the NBA was Charles Barkley being like, "I'd never buy a woman a watch for Mother's Day because there's a watch on, or you can keep time on the in the kitchen," and it kept on going. It's like, how did this show never get canceled?
Yeah.
Keep going.
All right, so Hank, here's what you get different. Here's the new stuff that her fans get. The ability to add the old versions of their songs to new playlists. So you don't have to just
Which already have those same songs on that playlist.
Do you know all the emotional labor that her fans did avoiding clicking on the old version?
Now I understand what PT's saying.
When
You're
you
not
when you search for
emotional labor.
when you search for Love Story online, you have to make sure that you're not clicking on the one
Yep.
that doesn't say Taylor's
Yep.
version next to it.
Yep.
Now you can the thumbs can just rapid fire and click on whatever they
Yep.
see. Also, I think that there were some albums that she didn't do the Taylor's version of yet, that she may have been working on, but now don't have to worry about that.
Got it. Emotional labor, Hank.
Emotional
you didn't
labor.
think about the
And
emotional labor.
It's not just for Taylor Swift, Hank. It's for her fans
It's for her fans
who did a great job.
Also, did you see Travis Kelce liked the Instagram post of her saying that she had
And
all her
Harry
music now?
Styles.
Wow.
And Joe Burrow.
I
Love
can't
that.
believe it.
Love that.
Travis Kelce, who's dating her, liked it.
And so the nicest thing is, like, famously, Taylor Swift is the only musical artist that this has ever happened to where she didn't own her own music that other people were making money off of. So now this will send a direct shot towards the music industry saying, you can't do this to artists anymore. You tried it one time with Taylor Swift and it didn't work. So good luck in the future.
Thank you. Yeah.
You get it, Hank?
I'm enlightened.
You get it now,
yeah.
buddy?
And I'm happy
Emotional
for Taylor.
labor.
She did a great job convincing her fans to be like, you need to make me more money.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah.
All right, PFT, your Who's Back of the Week.
All right, so Hank just took mine with Taylor Swift. I hope I was able to educate you on that.
You
Hank.
were. Thank you.
What are your final thoughts on the matter? Are you happy for Taylor? Or
I'm so
are you a
happy for Taylor
misogynist?
Swift and her fans, and I love her music. I can't wait to listen to all the versions. Mm-hmm. All too well.
I'm happy for them.
That's one, right?
That's a song, yeah. I think.
Listen, everyone's got things they're going to be passionate about, crying about. You know, Taylor Swift recording a bunch of songs that you could have listened to right before, but you forgot about the emotional abuse, Hank. Mm-hmm. I say fair play. Let those tears go.
It's not about her.
Yeah,
Hank.
she's back.
That's the other thing you don't.
All versions of
you
Taylor
don't
are
understand. It's not about her. It's about what she represents.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what
Which
she
is,
represents.
okay.
I'm not sure, but it's about what she represents, and I'm happy for it. What she represents.
Same. She's back.
It's a victory for me.
I almost said single cat ladies, but I didn't because that would have gotten us in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So credit to me.
And it's
learned.
but also yes, single cat ladies.
Yes.
and women, even women with multiple cats.
Yeah, multiple cat ladies who have a boyfriend,
Yeah,
or women who have boyfriends with no cats.
and single cat men.
Yeah, all of them.
It's for everybody.
Not dog owners.
Yeah, I think if you have more than one dog, if you like hoard dogs,
Yeah.
this is a win for you.
Yep.
But if you're
Dog
like,
owners' wives.
Yeah. Well, no,
Wait.
it doesn't have to be just women,
Hank,
dude.
you're doing it again,
You're
Hank.
doing it again. You're being-
Dog owners' wives.
you can't go 2 seconds without being misogynistic.
It's disgusting.
It's gross.
for podcasters.
Take that back.
Hank,
Disavow.
Hank, we don't own our own masters on this show.
I know.
Yeah.
You do. Now it's all making
I
sense.
fucking wish I did.
Now Hank is a
If
Scooter.
I owned the masters of this show, I would not be here.
You are the Scooter Braun. You're the Scooter Braun of Pardon My Take. So it's making sense why you're not happy for her fans.
Good for Taylor.
Good for Taylor. My other Who's Back of the Week, I'm just going to say it, Bonnie Blue. Bonnie Blue's back.
Oh,
She's going to double up. She's now doing 2,000 men.
put it on the list.
2,000 men while being tied up in a glass box open to the public.
Can I
This
have,
sounds-
I have a take.
It
So
sounds
do I didn't want to do it on the show, but you
What?
go
The
first.
the question
Were you
better
going to say the
be
same thing as me?
I haven't wanted to think about it. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you'd be down to be one of the 2000 men.
No.
Oh, okay. No, I was just saying I think I'm out on all of the Bonnie Blue.
So out.
Like
You're out on
it's 2000 is just these aren't even real numbers anymore.
From just a
That's
physical.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to think about it too hard, and I don't want to see it, but it's like that can't.
Like 100 was like, holy shit, that's crazy. I can't believe she did it. But 2000, like that's not. That's like saying like, what if I threw 25 touchdowns in an NFL game? Like what? That's not a real number.
It's absurd that it's becoming an arms race, but now it's arms and legs every whole race. It's crazy to think that she's physically capable of sleeping with 2,000 guys at once.
And what's sleeping? Why do they always say sleeping with?
Well, they cuddle, I'm sure.
I'm out
It's
on
pillow
it.
talk.
I'm out on the Bonnie Blue because it's like she just keeps going up and up and up with the numbers, and I don't have any wow left. I am mostly ew.
What would shock you? What would make you go, wow?
I don't
It
think
doesn't
there's
make sense.
2000's
I don't
well
believe
past that.
I don't believe
Yeah.
1,000. Like it does
Yeah.
not.
I think my last shot
What does
was
that
like
mean?
100.
You think that these are like fake stats?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like we're in the juiced balls era?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, are all these guys like coming?
I don't
get it.
know.
Yeah, so
I don't
it's
know.
like, what is this?
I'll be honest. I haven't seen.
That's the thing, and you don't really want to think about it.
right.
too much
She
more.
could.
Right.
Here's the thing: is she
You
could.
just know that can't be true.
She could be lying about it because I haven't watched a second of the video of the actual thing. I just monitor it like you're refreshing the stats, and then it says she did it, and I'm like, oh, okay, she did it. I just trust her.
Max is trying to find the videos.
Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah, you've got it.
Just go on
You've
your
got it on there.
OnlyFans.
But it's absolutely insane what
Pervert.
she's even saying. 2,000 men. The tied up in a glass box open to the public is. She's going to get arrested again, right?
Didn't David Blaine already do that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So she's just ripping off David Blaine.
I would be more impressed if she didn't sleep with 2,000 men. If she spent a weekend being like, I'm not going to have sex this weekend.
Yeah.
Watch me.
Yeah, if she was like, I'm gonna French kiss 2,000 guys.
Yeah, we're going to make out. What do you think what's the world record on the most Frenching in 24 hours is?
I'm gonna let 2,000 guys feel my tits over the bra.
Let's see. Most men French kissed. Now, if she could give 2,000 hand jobs to completion, that would be impressive.
Yeah, that would actually. I would start to think like, oh my god, that's some record shit right there.
Yeah, because you're going to be sore, like your
Iron
arms.
wrist,
Yeah.
You're going to be jacked up afterwards.
Yeah.
You just got jacked off.
Jacked off. All right. I have a couple who's. Are you looking something up right now?
Yeah, most men French kissed in 24 hours. Let's see. The most kisses received and given within a specific time frame. Most kisses given in a minute. Florian Silberesian gave 117 kisses in a minute during a live TV program. That's not that many kisses.
Yeah.
Most kisses in 8 hours.
That's not also possible. 117 is
Alfred Wolfram kissed 11,030
kisses a
people in
minute?
8 hours.
a second.
Damn.
I think that's a record that's meant to be broken.
Yeah.
11,030
Go for
people
it.
Try to break it.
in 8
Go
hours.
for it.
I'm not a kisser. These lips are sealed. I don't kiss and tell.
All right, my who's back. Henry Lockwood. You did some fucked up shit in Florida, dude.
Come on.
Yeah, there's a cop in Florida named Henry Lockwood.
This
Yep.
this
Some
this is
fucked
a
up
fake
shit.
article. This is
No,
a
it's a
fake article.
it's a real
It's
article.
crazy.
This is a
This
fake
is your
article.
name.
No, we're gonna I gotta pull it up. Or
How many times did you get tagged in it?
I got tagged in it a lot, and I was like, oh no, this is bad. Who is this like guy
All right,
that
what
must
does
be
it say?
important?
It says Local 10
No, this is bullshit.
investigates
So this is where it's like there's an AWO writing this.
Fort Lauderdale
high profile Fort Lauderdale detective fired after internal affairs investigation. I'm just gonna read the one part.
abusing his authority. misusing-
Lockwood's career highlights included co-leading a Thanksgiving turkey giveaway
High profile.
in 2023 for hundreds of needy families. That is not a high-profile fucking detective.
Yeah.
His career highlight was giving out turkeys as a co-leader.
Local 10 investigates Fort Lauderdale detective Henry Lockwood, once a face of the department, future face
For
of this
giving
league.
out turkeys?
Hank, he gave out turkeys to 1,200 families.
That's
He
crazy.
co-led. He
That's
co-gave
that's
them
so
out.
many turkey. How many families have you given out turkeys to?
Tons.
We got to beat. You know what you got to do is you got to give out to more. You got to Bonnie Blue this. You got to go 2,000 turkeys. That way, the Henry Lockwood, you come up before him.
Yeah.
Detective Henry Lockwood.
But yeah, bad guy, disavow.
Yeah, bad guy. All right, my real who's back is the Stanley Cup Final. Obviously, Wednesday we're gonna have Whitney on Friday, and do we want to do predictions? Because I also had a fun fact for everyone if anyone wanted to hear it. This is now 45 consecutive years that there has been a teammate of Jaromir Jagr in the Stanley Cup Final.
That is a fun fact.
Crazy.
Yeah.
45 straight years. Obviously, some of the guys before he started playing became his teammates, but still insane. I think it's Oilers.
I got Oilers in 7.
I think it's Oilers.
I'll go Panthers in 5.
What? The Oilers is a more fun story.
Yeah, I agree.
By
You
far.
you hate Connor McDavid. Just say
You
it.
do hate Connor
It's
McDavid.
just like a
we
Taylor
always
Swift
think
thing.
he's
That
a
was
winner.
a booth. That was a panel move.
Oh, okay. You're getting the logo up
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't have to say Panthers in 5.
More fun.
Yeah,
Takes.
you could have
Get some
made it
reaction.
a little bit
Get
different.
some interaction going.
Get the engagements
All
up.
right, you know what? Panthers in 4. I take it back.
Okay.
Sweet. Okay,
Yeah.
I like that.
And then my other who's back was, so Jerry randomly called you, but it was going to be Rebecca Romijn because she has the hots for me. But I think we're going to settle it. I think we're done. I'm going to unblock her. Not the first time a friend's wife has been hates my guts or also has the hots for me. So what am I going to do?
Who else?
Actually, I don't know if anyone's ever had the hots, but definitely friends' wives have hated me. I mean, obviously.
Oh,
That happens to
because of
everyone.
Taylor Swift thing?
No, just just being, yeah. Everyone has that, right?
Friends' wives that hate.
Or friends'
Yeah.
girlfriends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
yeah.
are you talking about? That's the most guy thing to have happen.
Oh yeah,
Your friend's girlfriend hates you.
because you're fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're too much?
Yeah. That's like the.
Good, jealous.
I actually think that it's great. If you don't have that, you're the weird one. Max, you got that. For sure.
Max is fun.
Yeah. Max is a lot of fun. Right, Max?
Oh, yeah.
You didn't understand what I was saying?
No, I just, it took me a second to find out who that one was in my head.
Oh, I have more than that.
And that one might have a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you guys have seen her hate me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm confused by what PFT is saying. Sorry. I don't. Never mind.
You're a lot of fun, right, Max?
Yeah. Yep.
Either way, I think I'm going to squash the beef with Rebecca Romijn, even though I'm not going to move off the take that she is interested in me with how she acted. You'd agree, right, Hank?
I mean, she was giggling. Like she didn't really disavow.
Yeah.
She just started laughing on the phone.
She was giggling.
I have a theory
Yeah.
about that phone call that we got.
AI.
Do you think that Jerry just did the Max Delente invitation to the White House with Big Dom to us with his wife?
Oh.
Was that Jerry doing a woman's giggle?
Oh.
We know he's a
Could've been.
talented voice actor.
But we did hear him get out of the bathtub. By the way, all right, because I'm trying to fix everything with. I love Jerry so much that I want his wife to not either be attracted to me or also hate me. I want her to just be platonic. I thought his bathtub would have been nicer.
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
No, that's you know what that bath is.
That's crazy,
You know
right?
what that
It looks
bath
like
is,
it's
though.
like
That's
the bath tower on the Mayflower.
Yeah.
That's the bath that he does not share with his
Okay.
wife. That's the
Okay.
secondary bathroom
Okay.
where he's allowed to bathe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Either way,
her bath is way nicer.
I think I'm gonna unblock her and we're gonna make amends.
I think at the very least we need to make a new rule. Anytime anyone from that household calls into part of my take, it has to be from the bathtub. Mm-hmm. They have to be taking a bath. Doesn't matter who you are in that house, man or wife, either way. Mm-hmm. That's the podcast room.
Mm-hmm. Max? Haha.
Haha.
Disrespectful.
No, it was a haha. That was a joke.
No, that was disrespect.
That was a big time ha.
We're kidding.
no
Still big time.
disrespect.
Also,
I could never.
Also, who's back college baseball because it rocks. I tuned in some Vanderbilt, huge loss. Vandy Whistler. I think they were the first #1 seed to not make a regional
Yeah.
ever. I might have made that stat up. Either way, there's been no
To make
a regional, not super regional. The regional. They were the #1 overall seed, I believe, and they didn't make the regional.
that makes no sense.
Okay.
It starts at the regional.
What did they make?
To lose in the
It goes-
regional?
Oh, they didn't make the regional final. Sorry.
Yeah,
yes, there it is. They're the first #1 overall seed to not make it to the regional final. They lost to Wright State.
That's embarrassing.
I also love this. I don't know if it's if there's anything to back it up statistics wise, but it feels like the first weekend of the regional finals this Sunday, every single game is like 15-14, and it's a lot of fun. You should just bet the over. What do you got, Max? Did you find it? Insanity. The Commanders lose 5-4 to Wright State. Vanderbilt is the first number 1 overall seed to miss a regional final. There it is. That's crazy. Shout out Wright State. Okay. Let's get to our interviews. We got Alex Caruso, then Ray Romano, and then we'll finish with Lottery Balls, PFT.
Before we get to Alex Caruso, it's brought to you by State Farm. In basketball, the great players don't just go it alone. They have teammates, coaches, and a solid support system behind them. It's kind of like insurance because, let's face it, a lot of us probably aren't great at doing that alone either. And that's where State Farm comes in. State Farm is a teammate away, always ready to assist, help you find the coverage you need, and help you recover from the unexpected. They got fender benders, storm damage, even just a question about your policy. State Farm is always there to help provide you an assist when you need it through the State Farm mobile app, a network of 19,000 local agents, and online at statefarm.com. So don't just go it alone. When you need help protecting what matters most, State Farm is there. State Farm with the assist. Coverage options selected by the customer. Availability and eligibility vary by state. Check them out. State Farm. Alex Caruso is also brought to you by Nutrafol. An investment in your hair is an investment in yourself. This is not a targeted ad. I want to make that clear for Alex Caruso. It just works out. What a happy coincidence. But the investment in your hair is just like hitting the gym or upgrading your wardrobe. Taking care of your hair can boost your confidence and help you look and feel your best. Today's sponsor, Nutrafol Men, supports hair growth from within, targeting root causes of hair thinning for visibly thicker, fuller hair in just 3 to 6 months so you can show up as your best self every day. You may have heard of Nutrafol's hair growth supplements and wondered, do they actually work? It's a fair question. Many hair supplements overpromise and underdeliver, but Nutrafol is different. As the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand, it's trusted by over 1.5 million people, and it's clinically tested to deliver real results in just 3 to 6 months. Nutrafol Men is clinically proven to improve hair growth and quality, plus men also reported no impact to sexual performance. Start your hair growth journey with Nutrafol. For a limited time, they're offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com/men and enter promo code PARDON. That's Nutrafol.com/men, and then use promo code PARDON. Nutrafol.com/men, promo code PARDON. Check them out today. And now, here's Alex Caruso.
Okay, we now welcome on our very, very good friend and a very, very, very special guest. It is Alex Caruso from the Oklahoma City Thunder, ready for the NBA Finals on Thursday night. We actually were just saying this. I did a bad job because we were talking about it before, but how badly do you want the NBA Finals to start right now? And sitting here being like, let's just get this thing on. Also, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks to start. Thanks for having me again. Excited to be back, even though it's not in the studio. You know, this counts at least a little bit.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I'm ready to play games. Like that was the hardest thing we talked about before this was like the 8 days and 9 days in between, you know, into the season, first round and then first and second round. And like the opposite in the last 2 rounds, like we played game 7 Sunday and then played Minnesota on Tuesday. So much rather just play games. And like this whole week is going to be just interviews and trying to tell people, you know, the same 5 responses to every question.
Ooh.
Can you give us those 5 responses?
Oh, yeah. Just give us all 5 right now.
We won't even ask you the questions.
Yeah, 5 is an arbitrary number, but like, you know, like they're going to ask about, you know, how do you feel about being in the finals? And it's going to be like, oh, it's great. We're excited for the opportunity. And then they're going to ask about Indiana and it's going to be like, well, they won 3 series too. So they're going to be confident coming into
This is good.
Like, you know, any generic coach speak answer you can give, like that's we're just gonna have this on deck ready to go.
How important is like getting out to a fast start?
Yeah, I mean, you want to win game 1. You know, game 1 you control and you get in the driver's seat. You prepare all week to win game 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex, PFT commenter from Part of My Take here. How do you plan on slowing down that fast break at the Indiana Pacers?
Yeah, we're gonna try and play defense. It's this newfound thing. You know, it's pretty good. You get back in transition and you try and play defense and stop the other team.
Okay,
Thanks,
all right.
great answers.
Good answer. Good answer. Alex, Big Cat for Pardon My Take. When you guys do advanced scouting and analytics for this series, how many points are you expecting Thundor to cost the other team with his belly?
We've been looking over the past. The analytics team's gotten to us. It's at least 6 to 7. You know, depending on the weather. Honestly, you know, rainy nights he gets a little more enthusiastic.
PFT commenter from Barstool Sports Part of My Take podcast. Alex, have you thought about how to best neutralize the John Halliburton factor?
Yeah, well, they did that for us. I think they put him up in the suite. He can't be on the court anymore, so that's a good start.
Well, yeah, and also, I mean, SGA's dad, didn't he just win Western Conference Final MVP?
Yeah, that was so funny. I didn't even know that was happening because like everyone's taking pictures and stuff, and like my family's on there, so I'm hanging out with them, and everyone's in their own little like circle, and then I see it like probably the day later. He's like tossing it up in the air, and Shay's like you won it. I was like, yeah, that checks out for the few times that I've met Shay's dad.
Are you a little nervous though, for real question, about actually playing in the finals for the first time here? Because I mean,
I was wondering how long
it's got to be like, I would imagine like the guys look at you and they're like, hey man, you've been here, and you're like, dude, I haven't. Like, we played in fucking literally Mickey Mouse's house. There were no fans. It doesn't count.
It was a little different. However, the ring is still in the closet. So like anything that counts. It's been fun with the guys though. I can't remember who it was. Somebody made a joke about that too. It was like, hey, are you excited about going to the finals for the first time? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you know, with fans. And I was like,
It would be kind of funny if like the first like 3 minutes of the finals, the fans kind of fucked you up a little bit. You're like, oh shit, this is so different.
Honestly, going into the playoffs this year, like we had the one series against Milwaukee my first year in Chicago, and then a couple of playing games, but like the playing games aren't the same as, you know, playoff series. And the first game against Memphis this year at home, I had so much adrenaline that I had to like calm myself down. Like I had to like switch up my music, and I had to like start like actually getting into some breathing because I had so much adrenaline pumping through me. Like especially going through like layup lines. Usually I'm like, I chatter. You know, I'm throwing out phrases to guys like, let's start fast. Like, you know, be ready to go. The whole warm up of game one against Memphis, I was just dead silent. I was so quiet, and I was like trying to figure out how do I get myself out of it. And then once we got in the game, it freed it up. But yeah, dude, that was probably the closest I'll be to being nervous before a game. Then.
Yeah.
I feel like you just get out there and you fight your way through your first screen, and then you're like, okay, now I'm focused. Now I know that we're playing basketball.
Yeah, it's like what do they say with like football? It's like you need to get hit. Like when a quarterback plays his first game ever, it's like once he gets tackled for the first time, all of a sudden he like locks in and like starts throwing dimes. That's kind of what it is. You get out there, your first screen, your first whatever it is, you know, you get a little sweat going, and all of a sudden it's just basketball.
So is it an art fighting through screens? Because you are like the best at it.
Yeah, I mean, we got a handful of guys on our team that are, you know, they each have their own superpower defensively. But yeah, we talk about it. We do a good job too. Like when we watch film, whichever guy is like in the play, like we'll gas each other up for sure. Like there'll be a play where like Lou will just not get touched for like 10 seconds, and like 3 different people try to screen him, and then he, you know, chests somebody at 30 feet and takes the ball. Kaysen just rips people. Dub just rips people. And then there'll be ones where like I just get skinny and I'm getting over all the screens, and we just turn into like a highlight reel. The players do. The coaches are obviously, you know, trying to like coach us and tell us to do stuff, but like the players, we do a great job of gassing each other up whenever there's a couple like that.
So how do you get skinny? I feel like that's something that this podcast could definitely learn how to do.
Yeah, that might be the summer brand right there, the Get Skinny Pod.
Yeah.
Slipping all the screens.
You just get as close as you can to the other guy. Like a lot of it's just anticipation, and I'm also like, I have a good frame for the Get Skinny, you know, motto. Like I'm a 190 guy, and I'm just like straight up and down compared to, you know, Lou's like 6'3", but he's, you know, 200 something pounds muscle. So for me, it's just literally get skinny, like get as close as you can to the guy and get through it.
Yeah, I mean, you're great at getting skinny, but you have the capability to get big with it, like just bump into a guy. When you were defending against Jokic, what was that like? Just banging against Jokic for like the entire game. Just I'm gonna throw my body into this huge human being.
Yeah, dude, I was exhausted after Game 7. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was like the most physically tired I've been all playoffs. Like going into Game 1 against Minnesota, I was definitely like, there wasn't a full recovery between playing Jokic for 25, 30 minutes and playing Game 1 against Minnesota. Luckily, our team's really good, so me at 85, 90% is still passable. But yeah, dude, I was exhausted. It was one of those things too where it's like you use that adrenaline to your advantage. Like in the Memphis game, I told you, I had before the first Memphis game, I had so much adrenaline that it was almost a negative thing. But in Game 7 at that point, we had played every other day and then had 2 days. So we had 2 days to rest up for Game 7 and recover. So the whole game, I was just like, all right, I will die on this court, if I have to. Fatigue isn't going to be a reason that we don't win the game. But there was a couple of possessions, man, where I'm laying on them, and luckily we have great team defense, and there'll be a couple where I'm fronting them and then running underneath. The dude's, I don't know what his official weight is, but the dude is he's offensive tackle strong, he's immovable, right? And then he doesn't make these super aggressive moves to get into the post. He just takes a foot, bumps you, takes another foot, bumps you. So yeah, it was a long night in the cold tub after that one.
Yeah. What did Jokic talk shit or get because it felt like you were frustrating the hell out of him? Was he getting?
Bro, he doesn't talk.
That's got to be actually the weirdest thing, right?
He's got a little bit you've seen those clips of people talking about Tim Duncan was a silent trash talker.
Yeah.
He'll you've seen the KG clip where he says he'll hit you in phrases, he'll say nice try, you'll get it next time, that stuff. Jokic, at least to me, and playing against him, I've never heard him talk. He literally is just serial killer face, post you up, get to the jump hook, make it, jog back down the court, get a steal, push in transition, no look pass, jog back down, just a blank slate the entire time.
That's got to be very weird and awkward to have someone not talk any shit whatsoever. I have a question about the screens. This is a dumb question. Okay. I would assume everyone's still calling out every screen, right? Is there times when one of your teammates, and maybe not on the Thunder, but before, just forgot to call it out and you get crushed?
Yeah, that happens. Most of the time, not most of the time. The bigs always feel bad when they do that because it usually happens on the guy that's picking up full court.
Yeah.
Those are the ones where it's you are picking up full court, so you're turning the guy, trying to make him work, and then all of a sudden you plant and go, and you take that first slide, and then you just get rocked. Yeah, that one's. Now when you look at the big and you're like, what's going on? And they usually give a hand up accountability moment.
My bad. Yeah. Yeah. Because that feels like that's something when you play pickup, you yell out screens. But if you don't yell out a screen in an NBA game, you could really fuck someone up.
Yeah. Well, the hard part too is especially for us at Paycom, we'll go on a run and the crowd will be so loud while we're on defense that we can't you can't hear your guys talk.
Yeah.
There's been times where I'm yelling at Chet running down the middle of the floor and I'm 3 feet away from him, telling him there's a guy behind him, watch out. He can't hear me. And it's sometimes it's at a detriment for us because it's we're playing so good and the fans are so loud. But obviously I'm not gonna, I don't want to trade off them being loud for us being able to communicate because it obviously affects the other team.
Right.
Yeah. Do you notice, speaking of the crowd, when there's somebody in the crowd that's not wearing the T-shirt that everyone should be wearing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was the deal with that? Y'all went on a.
Well, you got to wear the T-shirt.
You got to wear the T-shirt.
Yeah. No, you got to wear the T-shirt.
Right.
If it's there. If you're a fan of the team and we're at home, you got to wear the T-shirt.
Unless you're Thunder, in which case don't wear a shirt.
Unless you're a staple, have your own get up that's people know who you are.
Yeah. Super fan stuff.
So
yeah.
With your defense being as good as it is, I've always thought that practicing defense is the worst part of playing basketball because it's exhausting. Does it suck any less practicing defense when your defense is really fucking good?
Yeah, honestly, the practice part in general is just terrible at this point. Like, I just don't enjoy practices at all. And I think that just comes with, like, after a certain number of years in the NBA, you just get over it. Like, you play so many games, like, you understand, there's, like, I'm not learning anything new pretty much. Like, I got, like, pretty much every coverage that the NBA does, I've seen or heard or know. So at that point, it's just like, get through the drill, know it, and get to the game to be able to do it.
Yeah.
But for me, like I like you said, I'm a defensive guy, so like that stuff kind of comes natural and easy to me. Whereas there's some people in the league that probably should work a little harder on that.
Yeah.
Practice.
Yeah. Do you ever think that you're a tryhard on the court?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right, good. Because there was the moment I'm talking about was the game 6 against the Nuggets. You guys were down like 14 with like 2.5 minutes left. And you basically tried to win the game yourself. And you almost did. I think you got 2 steals in a row and hit a 3. And it was like, holy shit, is Caruso going to just do this himself? But then I look back, you still ended up losing by like 12. I was like, that was kind of a try-hard move.
Yeah, it's the playoffs. If you're not trying hard, you're probably not playing anymore.
True.
But it's also, I do that in regular season games. Like that's, I don't know what else to do. Like we're going to be out there. You might as well play.
I like that. I mean, that's a good answer.
Yeah,
and that's also why you're get all the accolades on defense.
You should be trying hard in the NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair take to have.
That's probably a positive thing, I think.
Yeah, but that was a try-hard move by you.
Yeah, no, it's more fun on the road too, just because like obviously you try hard at home. The fans, like, even if you lose, they're like, oh, it's okay, you get it next time.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you get on the road and like fans might get a little nervous, and then afterwards they're like, we weren't nervous at all. Like, yeah, we knew we were gonna win the whole time. It's like, all right, well, we're gonna win the next game.
Yeah. Do you remember the moment I'm talking about? Because you did kind of make the fans nervous for like a brief second, which was crazy because the Nuggets were up like 14. And it was like back-to-back steals.
We went small, and we just – I mean, at that point, like you said, like you're down that much with that much time. It's like, all right, let's just try and get a bunch of steals and rip a bunch of threes or get layups. They also just didn't guard me on the corner 3 that I shot. I was just wide open.
Do you feel disrespected when teams do that?
No, and I'll tell you why not. I used to think that it was like – disrespectful to me, and I guess there's like 10% still like disrespect. That's just like the ego of NBA players. But like you literally, like, teams have to decide what they're willing to like live with.
Mm-hmm.
And like Shea getting 50 isn't something that they're willing to live with, which respectfully so. Like I would probably have the same idea if I was on the other team. So like, I just get open shots, and it's great for me. I love open shots.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
That's like open ones are easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense. So what was your reaction when Magic Johnson tweeted about you after you won Game 5? Is that just like the best?
Said that to me, and I just started laughing because I've seen his tweets before where it's like, it's just like an AP memo release.
Yes.
Like it's an AP news tweet, like congratulations for advancing. Yeah, no, it was great representation and recognition from Magic.
Yeah, because it's usually like a day after the thing happens, he'll tweet about it. But this was like right when it happened. The first thing he had to do was say, "Congratulations, former Laker and NBA champion Alex Caruso, who now plays for Oklahoma City Thunder and is headed to the NBA Finals." Did you get a text from him in addition to that, or was it just the tweet?
No, unfortunately, just the tweet. No tag either. So we don't get any followers or any credibility off that either. They gotta like. Some people probably saw that and are like, "Who's Alex Caruso?"
Yeah.
We're following Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
I got a question that I bet you're going to be asked, but let me try to ask it in a way that's not as boring. Your coach, Mark Daigneault, who's been awesome, he was your coach when you were on the G League, Oklahoma. What is it? Oklahoma City Blue.
Yeah, the Blue.
Yeah. Have you had like a private moment where you're like, "Hey, this is pretty awesome"? Like we were both at a level where you're at the G League and you don't know if it's going to work out for either of you, and now you're 4 wins away from winning an NBA title, at the highest level as head coach and a major contributor.
Yeah, maybe not as direct as you just put it, but like we both know, how cool it is. Like he came and saw me. I live in Austin in the off season. He came and saw me work out, and then we went to lunch afterwards one day, and we were just breaking down the team. And like, I'm a basketball junkie, and he's obviously a basketball nerd, guru, junkie, whatever you want to call it. And so we were just talking about the team and like how everybody plays and stuff like that. And then we like obviously like bring up like, you ever think that you'd be driving to Austin and watch me work out to get ready for, an NBA season in 9 years, 10 years ago? He's like, no, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think I was. I was like, yeah, me either. So we've indirectly, throughout the year, like, I think we understand, like, there's just like that, that's probably the best way to put it. There's just like that understanding that like, yeah, we were in the trenches. You know how long ago that was? It wasn't even the G League. It was the D League still.
Oh,
wow.
It was the last year of the D League.
That is crazy. And that's just that's like a cool sports story where it's like these two guys had there's a lot of guys who the path isn't 1-1 and being a superstar and getting all the way up there. It's like there's a lot of different trials and tribulations. So I love the story. I hope they talk about it on the broadcast. If they don't, I'll tweet about it.
If they don't talk about it, I'll give you. We'll name a prize, a cash prize that I'll give you if they don't bring that up at some point.
Yeah. Speaking of cash prizes, have you gotten your watch that SGA got you appraised? How much was that?
I don't know. I don't know the actual appraisal, but like the market's somewhere around like 15 to 17.
Oh, I thought it would be more.
They kind of cheaped out on that a little bit.
That's kind of cheap.
Well, maybe about 17 of them.
Well, if I ever I ever win NBA MVP, I'm going to buy you a $100,000 watch because that's the kind of guy I am.
Hey, that's fair. And
I'll
I
match. Yeah.
Richard Millie, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Did he custom for everyone? Is it like, is yours different than everyone else's?
There was like a handful of different ones, like a couple subs. There were like, I had a bluesy, the silver and gold with the blue face. There's a couple of black and gold ones. I think maybe there's 2 sky dwellers in there. There are a couple of different colors. Yeah, it was a mix.
Okay.
Is it engraved?
I don't think so. No.
That would kind of rock if you got everybody watches that just said SGA on it.
Yeah.
Oh, like SGA.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
Did he get the guy did he get like staff or was it just players?
No, it was just players.
Oh, because I was gonna say he probably you got to get one for the guy who does rebounding for your free throw practice for him, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's unwritten rules of like taking care of guys that, at the end of the year, like playoff bonuses, you shell out some of those, a percentage of that to those guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, by the
Did
way,
you hear what Big Cat said?
it was a subtle joke about him being a free throw merchant. You didn't have to.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
Actually, I saw a stat. It's like he's like not even the top 300 of free throw attempts. Yeah, in the playoffs.
I saw another one. It was like of all the 30-point scorers in NBA history, he averages like 2 or like 2.5 less free throws than all those guys.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was going to say, have you had a moment where you've thought to yourself, damn, it's pretty cool that I've got 2 guys named Jalen Williams on the team?
Yeah, to be honest. Although we don't ever call him Jalen Williams, so it's like hard to like. It's either J-Dub or J-Will.
Which one's which?
Yeah, J-Will is the post player. J-Dub is like the all-star this year. He was the wing guard.
Interesting. Did you know that those are the only 2 Jalen Williams to ever play in the NBA?
Is it really?
And you're hogging them all.
Yeah. Holy, that's cool.
Yeah.
Fun. The more you know.
Yeah. Is there another backhanded question coming your way, Alex? Big Cat from Part of My Take. Are there any times when SGA gets hit and he goes down and like guys on the bench are like, oh my God, he might really be hurt? And you're like, listen, guys, I've been through this with LeBron. He's fine.
Okay.
I bet you're not going to get that question in media.
I didn't think you were going to tie it back into Braun.
Yeah, that's nice, right? Kind of brought it all the way around.
That was good journalism right there. That's professionals. No, I haven't had that chance yet.
Okay.
Based on my past experiences. I haven't had the ability to teach the guys what that's like.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
we have to ask about the Lakers. It's part of the contract if you're in NBA media.
There's two things that when I come on, there has to be a Mickey Mouse championship and a LeBron question.
Yeah,
If
Well,
there's
let's be honest. Let's be honest. If you're so lucky to win the NBA Finals this year, which ring are you going to feature more prominently in your house?
Oh, good question.
honestly, though, I mean, you have to put them right next to each other. No,
No,
Yeah.
me personally, I wouldn't.
I will say. So I got fitted for the first one on my pointer finger because it's like, you have one on your finger. Like, Tom Brady has like however many, 7, right?
Yeah.
And he's got 7. Like, I want to keep doing that. So like, it'll be on the second finger.
I love that.
The middle
That's
finger.
cock-
The middle
Well,
finger is the better finger.
we have. I don't know if you've heard.
It's the best finger in the hand.
Yeah. We've had the debate. I don't know if you want to chime in, but if the Thunder go on to win the NBA Finals this year, we've gotten ahead of it, and we think this actually will be the worst Thunder team to win a title in their dynasty run because you guys are probably going to win like 6 in a row.
So you're saying this is the worst this
Yeah, we're
year?
going to look back and we'll be like, can you believe that team won?
Okay, yeah. That's a hot take. That also insinuates that we're gonna win like
Correct.
6.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're already we're way beyond that now.
Yeah,
where
we've
it's like, if you don't win 4, then that's a disappointment.
We're already ranking all of the championships you guys are going to win, and we've
Gotcha.
already put this one at the bottom.
Dead last.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Well, if that does happen, I'll shake your hand and we can agree that this was the worst one.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you ever get jealous that you're not in all the commercials with Chet and SGA and all those guys?
The AT&T ones.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad they didn't make them sing this year or whatever they did.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, being on their team this year, it's more bearable to watch. Whenever the first one came out last year, when it was just Chet and Shea, I think it came on so much, dude.
Yeah.
And I was watching so much bad. I was like, I swear to God, if I have to see this again, I'm gonna like break my laptop or throw something on my TV.
Yeah.
But now being on their team this year, I'm like, oh yeah, it's a great commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Alex, you're the man. We've been rooting for you all playoffs. You're the only team I have is just you personally.
Yeah, you texted me, told me.
Yeah, I am. I'm rooting for you.
I think we said that you're the face of the NBA.
Yeah, you are.
Somebody said that to me the other day. Is Tommy? Tommy, yeah, Big Cat. I texted you yesterday. So yeah, what's the debate?
Yeah, because it said embrace debate, and he was like, "What's the debate?"
Yeah, that's a good
He is
point.
the face of the league. Yeah. All right. So I have one last question. Rowback question. RHOBACK.com. Promo code take 20% off your first purchase. Q-Zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Rowback.com. Promo code take. No, we're not going to do any jinxes. We're rooting for you to win. We want you to win. If you do win, would you come on the show drunk?
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
Hell
great.
yeah.
That's it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it's
I feel
awesome.
like that's probably the next level of our bonding as
Yeah.
being y'all's friends and in a show guest is like actually being adults and going to get some beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, if you didn't get traded, you were going to be in our office all the time on the simulator.
That's true. It was gonna be but we weren't gonna be winning as much, so it was gonna be like
Yeah.
sad beers instead of happy beers.
I think if you win the NBA championship, you come on the show drunk, that puts you in the Joe Burrow pantheon of part of my take guests.
Yeah.
Wow. We have to do it. We need to do it like in a different spot though, like not in the studio. It needs to be in a special
Thundor's
arena.
house.
What'd you say?
Thundor's house.
Yeah.
In the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He invited us over.
Just a kegger at Thundor's house.
Yeah.
I think what should happen is you should have since you play for the Thunder, we should go storm chasing together.
Oof, shit. Yeah, we'll think about it. We'll see. Let's win it and then we'll talk about it.
Okay, that's fair. All right. Do you have any questions for us? Because you should start lobbing questions at the media in your press conferences.
Oh yeah. What's up with y'all's new guy, Zach?
Oh, Zach's
What is
here.
The McDonald's?
Yeah, he's McDonald's order. Is he here?
Yeah, he's here.
he's-
Did you think that was too much? What's your problem with it?
No, I was interested two-part. One, the 10 to 20 nuggets. How do you determine? And also how many sauces? So I guess that's a two-part first question.
Yeah. Zach?
So usually the nuggets go tail end. So like if you're not feeling the full 20, you can kind of pop 4 or 5 before the sauce. And if you're feeling up for it, like, I'm going to house these, then you start dipping into the different sauces.
4 to 5 dry.
That's crazy.
You go 4 or 5 dry?
if they're still warm, you pop a couple, like put them on the plate. Yeah.
You put 4 or 5. You eat 4 or 5 dried nuggets to see if you're really into that nugget mood.
Okay, that came off wrong. It's just like as you're assembling the plate, you're reaching in the container. A couple might land on the palate.
In your mouth, a couple might fall out of the container into your mouth.
Okay, second question. What flavor ice cream?
All time Netflix and chilled is my favorite Ben and Jerry's flavor. But I will say last night they have a chocolate caramel cheesecake flavor I tried. You should definitely give it a shot if you're ever in the mood for some ice cream, man.
Okay. Postseason in the off season, I'll get after that. That's a crazy word. I'm just gonna say
Crazy.
Especially the 5 dried nuggets.
Zach, real quick, did you ever think that when you shared this at 2 a.m. coming back from Indianapolis, you'd have Alex Caruso on the precipice of going to the NBA Finals, being like, "Dude, what's up? What's wrong with you?"
Not even a little bit. I don't really know what to think right now. But if you need any other ice cream recommendations, I'll definitely send you over a short list of some flavors they have. They're absolute hitters.
Ben and Jerry's only, or is that like a?
Oh no, we can definitely switch up brands if you have like a hometown favorite you enjoy.
Bluebell ice cream. Yeah, Bluebell ice cream. It's a southern thing.
Bluebell, okay. Yeah, I can get into a little Bluebell. They got that classic vanilla from Bluebell. It's a little like it looks a little yellow in the tub, but it's fantastic.
It's creamy.
Yeah. They got like a birthday cake one too.
Oh, Caruso, cream, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's a cream team. Listen, he'll do some market research for you. I will farm him out to you. To get you honed in on exactly what you want for ice cream.
Bring him to Thundor's house.
Yeah, he's in. He's in.
I'll do whatever you need, Mr. Caruso. Just let me know.
He also just calls us sir constantly. Yeah, Mr. and sir.
That's professionalism.
Yeah, it is. All right, you're the best. Good luck in the finals, and hopefully we're getting drinks and you're putting it on the second finger.
Yeah, man. 4 more to go. Appreciate it, guys.
Alex Caruso is brought to you by NASCAR and their Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, which is the crown jewel of the NASCAR Mexico Series. Tight corners, fast straights, push drivers to their limits with door-to-door battles all race long. Anything can happen in Mexico City, where bold moves and dramatic finishes are part of the show. The fan experience is electric. They've got passionate crowds, nonstop energy, and a celebration of motorsports culture. Tickets are going fast. Lock yours in now at NASCAR.com. Don't miss the excitement. Feel the adrenaline in Mexico City. Watch the NASCAR Cup Series in Mexico City live on Prime, June 15th at 3 p.m. Eastern. You get edge of your seat racing action with the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, the crown jewel of the NASCAR Mexico Series. And now, here is Ray Romano.
Okay, we now welcome on a very, very, very special guest, recurring guest. It is Ray Romano. We're getting ready for the American Century Celebrity Golf Championship Tournament in Tahoe. Ray, you are going to be there. We wanted to have you on to talk about everything, but also your golf game. By the way, we went last year for the first time. We're going again this year. The best event possible. Like, it is heaven on earth. It's incredible. But how are we feeling?
Well, I mean, do you golf?
Yeah, I used to. I just quit recently, and it feels great.
Yeah. Well, I golf.
I don't know what.
Yeah.
How good are you? What's your handicap? Do you know?
Terrible.
I think it was at its peak about a 24. So not very good.
Yeah. Well, I'm like a 14. I'm like a 14, 15. But so I stink and I suck and I go. I go in streaks where maybe I can shoot in the 80s. I've only broken 80 once in my life. I shot 79 about 2 years ago. And that was, that's the pinnacle for me. My goal was to break 80 once in my life, and I did it. But my goal when I go to Tahoe, there's these elite athletes, right? There's 80 of us, let's say, or 90, and they're all celebrities, but most of them are from the sports world. So there's about 20 from the entertainment field, And my goal is I just want to, because golf is the great equalizer. Golf is, I can play with Steve Young, who's, 5-time Super Bowl. He's got 5 Super Bowl rings or whatever, and I can compete with him. I can't compete with, Aaron Rodgers or Steph Curry, but my goal is to try to come in the top 50. I've been playing 20 years there, and I've never broken the top 50. So that's my realistic goal when I go there, is to just break the 50 marker.
I love
and
that.
And also, because Barkley's getting better. He's getting better, Barkley.
Yep.
I don't want him to beat me.
Yeah.
That's a fair goal to have. So what happened the year that you were at your peak at this tournament? What was it about when you were at your best that you were trying to recapture?
What? Well, when was I at my best, though?
I guess when you were the top 60?
I've never broken 50. I think the best, and another thing is it's the Stapleford system. So you get points, and if you double bogey, you get minus points. So my goal is to be in the plus. The highest I ever scored was a +8. I believe I finished +8. Mm-hmm. So I've 20 years. I've finished in the plus 4 times maybe. So that's my goal, is also to finish in the plus. But I go in streaks. Like 5 months ago, I was a 9 handicap, and I've never been a single-digit handicap ever. And it was my short game. Somebody gave me a little tip on the short game, and that's the key, man. The short game can save you, and you can recover from a shitty shot. Sorry, can I say that?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Fuck.
Okay.
Wait. Give us the tip.
Oh man, I don't know. It was just chipping. One guy gave me a tip not to break your wrist in any chip shot. Not to just keep a straight wrist for every shot, even like a 50-yard shot and a little chip from the side of the green. I started doing that. It started working. I got to a 9 handicap, single digit. Now I'm back to a 13, 14. Because like any tip, it works for about 4 or 5 rounds, and then it just starts going away.
Yeah.
So,
I have a tip that never goes away, though. Maybe you can use this year, break the top 50. You just cheat. If you just cheat at golf, then...
That's my other problem, is I'm very anal OCD, and I play every rule. I play when somebody plays with me, I really think I annoy them, because I'm not good, but if I hit it OB and I can't find it, I got to go back to the tee and hit. And they're like, what's this guy doing? He's going to shoot a 101 and he's worried about it. But I am.
Yeah.
I don't cheat.
Yeah.
Well,
I actually, I'm going to correct you. I don't think it annoys people. I know it annoys people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I warn them ahead of time, man. I don't take any gimme putts. I do the whole thing, man.
Yeah.
And whatever. Whether they play with me again is a question.
I think you can definitely beat Barkley. I think that's a good goal to have. As long as you can stay ahead of him, then nobody's going to question
Well,
you.
he's not. He doesn't have the hitch anymore. I don't know how much that hitch. Yeah. He got rid of that. That was a psychological thing, and he was trying for years. And I feel for him, man. I feel it's like somebody put a curse on him or something.
So how do they work out the pairings for that? How do they work out who you're going to be playing with?
I'll tell you the thing. 20 years ago, when my show was still on the air, and I had a little more clout, and and my boys, I got 3 boys, and they come every year, and they were like they were 12 and 11 then, and I could request who I could play with, So I'd always find some New York Jet or somebody. I played with a bunch of Jets, and then little by little, I lost some of that clout, and because you can't really request who you play with. I mean, Steph Curry, of course, plays with his father, and Travis Kelce plays with his brother, but otherwise, it's just random. I get who I get, and I usually get the comedians. I get Baumgartner, I get Larry the Cable Guy, I get Rob Riggle. But I'll tell you, about 10 years ago, I played with Trump. Mm-hmm. I got paired up with Trump. And I think, that's where the Stormy, what was her name?
Stormy Daniels. Yeah, it was out at that tournament.
That was at that tournament, yeah. So I didn't see her, but I saw him.
Uh-huh. And he plays the same style as you, right? Like if he hits it out of bounds, he says, I'm taking it back to the tee. No gimmies.
Yeah. except he's hitting 1 on the tee. I'm hitting 3 on the tee. Yeah. But he's a pretty solid player. I think he was like about a 10 or an 11 handicap. But that was pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. How are you feeling about the Jets season? Also, where have you been for the Knicks? Have you not decided to go sit courtside? Like, what's
I'm in LA, man. If I was in New York, I'd try to be there. But Timmy Chalamet has all the tickets now.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, tonight, right? I mean, listen. I'm a Jet fan and a Yankee fan. I didn't follow basketball as much, but I was always a New York fan. And I was at a playoff game for the Knicks. I think it was against the Portland Trailblazers, maybe 20 years ago. So I'm there. If I was in New York, I'd try to muscle into the game for sure. But it looks rough, though, boy. I'll tell you.
Yeah. So how are we feeling about the Jets season? Are you all in on Justin Fields? Have you gone through the process?
Here's how we're feeling. Look,
there it is. Now listen, Ray. I can give you, as a Bears fan, I've gone through the whole Justin Fields, story arc. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions you have about Justin Fields and your new quarterback.
I guess my question is, do we have a chance? I mean,
he's a great guy.
He's a runner, right? At least we got a runner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Great guy, runner.
I always have faith. I think last time I was on with you guys, I made some stupid prediction about the Jets. And Aaron Rodgers, I played golf with him once, and I was really rooting for that to happen. And my boys, are super diehard. I have twin boys. And they took the red eye from L.A. for his first game, and they were there when he ran out.
No.
Yeah. We've and the sad thing is, I became a Jet fan almost immediately after they won the Super Bowl in '69. So it's been a long, long stretch.
Yeah.
But look, you're a Bears fan. I mean, you don't give up, right? You don't give up.
No. You also, is that now, like, if you became a Jets fan right after Joe Namath won the Super Bowl, is it the Ray Romano curse? Is that what we're going to go with?
Let's not.
So wait, you became a fan of the team. I
was a Yankee fan too, and they won.
Yeah, true. They had some good. Yeah, they've won a lot of. Yeah. It doesn't apply to baseball. You're right.
So you saw them win a Super Bowl, and you said that's a team I'm going to root for. At that point,
I was young. I was like 11 years old, and I wasn't really locked into this rooting then, and I was following my older brother. When it came time to pick a baseball team, when we were real, like 8 and 9, and my cousin was older than us, and so we asked him for his advice. And the only 2 teams we knew were the Yankees and the Cleveland Indians.
Okay,
and we had to decide who we're going to root for, and we made the right choice on that one. We picked the Yankees.
How do you feel about Juan Soto going across town?
My boys don't like it. My twin boy says, nope, can't ever root for him again. I'm like, I don't know. Business is business, But I mean, I don't know the super details of it. I mean, if he's staying in New York, and didn't the Yankees offer him more money?
I think it was comparable. It was close. I think the Mets might have offered a little more. Yeah.
I broke it down with the boys. It sounded like it was the same, but if you broke it down, it wasn't. I'm not a New York fan where I can't. If I like the Yankees, I can't root for the Mets. If the Yankees aren't there, I'll root for the Mets also. I was at the. My father took us to the game where they won their division for the first time in '69 when they won. He took us to when they clinched the division, and I remember running on the field as a young kid in '69. And I had the Mets. I had the Mets on my show. Everybody Loves Raymond. I had about 9 Mets on the show for one episode. We had really everybody except for Tom Seaver. So I got a little soft spot for the Mets too, but. I'm not rooting against Soto. I won't tell my boys that because my boys are, they're they're at a different level than me.
I actually have a question about baseball and your show. So on one episode of Everybody Loves Raymond, you met Barry Bonds. Your character met Barry Bonds.
Yes.
Your character was also a sports writer.
Yes.
Would your character vote for Barry Bonds to go into the Hall of Fame?
That's a tough one.
Tough
that's
question.
like a Pete Rose question too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get more details. I don't know. I got to be more informed. Just like with Pete Rose, I think if I only know the stuff on the surface, and from what I hear, and he never bet on his team, and what's going on now with gambling and how it's everywhere. I mean, I might be inclined to vote for Rose to get in.
Yeah. I agree.
I also think Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame because everybody was using steroids. Not everyone, but most players, most of the power hitters were, and he's by far the best hitter to ever play the sport. So I feel
was McGuire caught using stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the whole Andro bottle in there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a museum at the end of the day. It's got to tell the history of the sport. You can't just be like, oh, the guy Pete Rose just didn't exist. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, now, what do you think? You think he's going to get in?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
I think he probably will.
Yeah. Which is a shame that they do it after he dies. But yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I got a weird question for you, Ray.
I'm ready.
So I don't think I'm going to apologize for this, but I'm going to acknowledge that I'm weird. I don't know if you remember this. I think about it every now and then. When we last saw you, you were actually in our offices when we were still in New York. We're in Chicago now. And you came on the YouTube show I do during the day. And I asked you if you think your twin boys ever kissed, because I have a theory that all twins have kissed at some point, just because I know that if I saw someone who looked like me, I'd kiss him. I'm not going to apologize for it, but I'm going to say, hey, hand up. That was kind of a weird question to ask you.
Yeah, not only do I remember it, I had to go to therapy for it. I do remember it. And I told my boys yesterday that I was coming on the show, and they brought it up again, and they actually told me that there was a top 10 most embarrassing thing. It made a list.
Yes.
Of something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Well, I don't mind it.
Okay.
It reminded me of, I used to do a bit in my stand-up about my twins, but this was based on an absolute true story, is that when they were like 4, they were in the bathtub. I was running the water for them. They were in the tub. I got a phone call. I stepped out, and then from the bathroom, I heard, ew.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh no. And then I hear, now let me see. And then, ew. Now, and in my act, I was like, I didn't want to go in. I wanted to like shellac the door shut, not know. And I went in, and true story, sure enough, one of them was bending over, and the other one was stretching the cheeks apart. Yeah.
Oh, so they definitely have kissed.
There's nothing weird about it. That's how me and Big Cat prep for each show.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. That's before we
it's
get
just
here.
curiosity.
Yeah.
And then I said, hey, listen, I did that as a kid, but in the mirror. I never had.
Right. But that's life with twins. Yeah.
Yes, that's when you have someone who is basically you don't have to look in the mirror. You can look at him.
Yeah.
But one of them got married last year. I had 2 kids get married last year.
Oh,
so
awesome.
I'm getting old, man.
Congrats. Yeah. By
Did
the
you
way,
tell that story at the wedding? That would have been a great toast.
I did not. You know what? I wish I would have thought of that.
Yeah.
Because I said some stuff that my wife said I probably shouldn't have at the wedding.
Yeah. The full circle of the twin kissing question is that a guy in the room with us a very talented guy here at Barstool who used to do the show with me, he 3 months ago had twin boys. And so when he had twin boys, I kind of was like, maybe I have to revise this theory of mine. And he was like, nah, keep with the theory. It's fine. We'll find out.
Were they identical?
I don't think they're identical, but I literally when I found out, the first thing that popped in my head was our interaction. He said the same thing happened to him where he's just like, I guess that was a question that was asked. And now someday the twin boys are going to see this and just be like, oh, should we kiss?
I do remember one day we were driving, because there is such a uniqueness to identical twins.
Yeah.
And we were in the car, and one was in the front, one was in the back, and they were, I don't know, 7 or 8. I probably shouldn't have had the guy in the front. And the one in the back, I don't know what he's doing, but he just says, hey, Greg. Yeah, he goes, no matter what you do, don't squeeze your testicles. So at least they help each other out that way. You know?
That's good advice.
That's really good advice that I never got. I needed to get that advice from a twin, just being like, don't do
now,
this.
At my age, it's try not to sit on them.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you ever dress them to be the same, or were they always their own individual?
My wife would give them the same clothes, but Greg had green and Matt had red. We had green for Greg, so we could, you know, 'cause my mother could never tell them apart. Nobody could really tell them apart, you know.
That's so funny.
Yeah. I have another story. This is a more cute, but the only time when they were real little, the only time we traveled without both of them, I had to come to LA for some audition or something. And my wife came with me, and they were like 3 years old, and we took one. And this was the first time traveling. And we got to the hotel, and we have the one twin, and we put him in the hotel, and we're unpacking our bags, whatever. And from the other room, we hear a thump. And we go in there, and it's him standing next to a full-length mirror, and he thought he saw his brother and ran into the mirror.
Oh, twins rock.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It sounds like fun, honestly.
Yeah, I'm changing my opinion on twins.
I think that everybody in the world has a secret twin somewhere. Like you might never meet them, but there's somebody that lives somewhere that looks exactly like you.
Well, I've seen. Unfortunately, when you're in the public eye, they let you know when they look like you. You know.
Yeah, and usually the lookalikes, it's not a very flattering lookalike.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but most of the time, it's like, okay, I guess I gotta get my hair dyed or something.
Yeah. All right. Another weird question. I actually don't think this is weird, but it's more like a grown man saying another grown man. I loved your work in Ice Age because I have 3 little kids, and you were phenomenal in Ice Age. I think there's a new one coming out. Is that weird for an adult to say that to another adult, being like, "Hey, the woolly mammoth that you voiced, you knocked that out of the park."
Well, thank you. But and that brings up another bit I'm doing in my stand-up now. You know, my daughter got married at the New York Public Library, and I don't know if you've ever been there. It's literally like the Capitol building. It's like the White House. It's this majestic building, and I can't tell you how expensive this wedding was. So in my stand-up, I tell the audience how expensive it was, and they kind of laugh. I go, no, folks, you don't understand. I got to do Ice Age 6 now. and that's what we're doing. We're doing I did that joke before it came up, and then they called me and said, hey, we're thinking of doing another one. And here we are, man. Look, the Ice Age didn't last this long. It's been 25 years since the first one, man. It's crazy. But if you have kids, it's fun to do it, and now there's a new generation going to watch it. So, I don't know what a new story they can make out of this. You know, I know we're going to be running away from something. But we're getting the gang back together and doing another one.
I love it. And it is, they're genius kids movies because they start it with the squirrel or whatever the animal is. Yeah. And that gets the kids hooked right away. Like if you can get a little kid to laugh out loud within the first 30 seconds of a movie, they're going to watch the whole movie. So they figured it out.
How old is your kid?
I have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So you're in there.
A lot of Ice Age. Yeah, we're. I'll tell you right now, we're in for Ice Age 7 and 8. Okay, so we're sign us up.
Oh. Listen. listen, I'm not gonna. That's the thing. You don't want you don't say no to it.
Yeah.
It's not the hardest work in the world, and I don't want to talk about the money, but the money's not bad. Also,
Yeah. How long does it take? Like when you do a movie like that, when you're doing the voice, is it days?
Well, it's a lot of days. It's not a lot of days in the booth, but you go into the sound booth and you do like a 4 or 5 hour session, and then you come back months later and do another one, and then a month later it could take up to close to a year until they get all the audio down from me, But the thing is, I've done 5 of those movies. I've never been in the studio with another actor.
It's just all you.
Piecework. It's this, yeah. You're on one page and then you're on the next, and they have to tell you, okay, you're running away from a dinosaur, but there's a lava pit, and they have to fill you in on where you are, and yeah. But it takes about a year of getting into the studio. Yeah.
Do you get to watch your character as you're doing the voice work for it, or do they take your voice and then they match the voice? Yeah.
They don't animate it till after they get the audio down, and then when you come back the next time, they'll show you a piece of that.
Yeah.
Of what they animated. But it's a different animal. And sometimes like you're running away you're going to get killed and you're screaming, and they tell you, your head was this far off the mic. You got to do it this. You got to keep your face right in front of the mic.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
What's more difficult work, doing voiceover like that or acting in a movie for Martin Scorsese?
I would say believe it or not, the animated is a little more tedious that way, but nothing's more scarier than doing a movie and for Scorsese, and not because of him. It's just because of me, I mean, I don't know. Tell me if I told this story last time. I know you guys wouldn't remember, but when I did my first scene with De Niro, right? First of all, I can't even believe I'm on this movie. I can't even believe it. What am I doing here, right?
The Irishman,
yeah.
The Irishman, yeah. And I'm face to face with De Niro, and I'm his lawyer, and I'm asking him, "Did you do it?" It's a big scene, and it's like day 2, and we do it. It takes, you got to do it from this side, this side, this side. Scorsese standing right there, and De Niro. I love De Niro. He doesn't say much, he doesn't talk a lot. When the cameras aren't rolling, and we're there for like 3-4 hours. Cut, go home. That's the end of the day, and everybody leaves, and I'm like, I don't need somebody to pat me on the back, but I need somebody to tell me I'm not going to get fired,
Yeah, right.
And nothing. Everybody goes home, and we're staying at a hotel in Long Island. I drive to Long Island, and I'm like, I call my wife, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to have this job tomorrow. I don't know. We were there for so long, and nobody said anything. She goes, calm down. I get to the hotel, I check in, and I'm like in my head like that. And then I hear Ray, and I look, and it's De Niro, and he's checking in. He's got his guy with him or whatever. And I go, oh, hey. He doesn't say one word. Walks over, kisses me on the cheek, walks away. I call my wife. I say, I think I'm okay. It's a mafia movie. A kiss on the cheek sometimes can go either way.
Yeah.
But
did you kiss him back?
No, this is not like the Twins. No.
Oh man.
No, but that was, I was like, he kissed me off a ledge.
Yeah.
It was on a ledge.
That's all it needed. Well, I got one last question for you, Ray.
Yeah.
It's the Roback question, rhoback.com, promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase, Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, roback.com, promo code TAKE. Great golf stuff. Like we said, Ray and a bunch of guys are going to be out at the American Century Celebrity Golf Championship in Tahoe. We'll be there. So my last question is, when was the last time you hit a patron there? And is that an active thought in your head? Because I think we were offered to do the Pro-Am, and we were like, we don't trust ourselves. This will be bad.
I probably hit one person every year, I'm listen, if you average it out, I'm not even joking because, well, you've been there. You've seen the crowds that they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And we're all hackers, I mean, some of us are good, but even the good ones hit crappy shots, But the scary one was about 4 years ago, and it was during, on Wednesday you have to do the corporate round. Every celebrity has to play with 4 corporate guys, and it was during that round, and the spectators are there, and I hit a 9-iron, and I kind of scolded a little, so it didn't go up, but it wasn't a line drive, and it was by the green, and we yelled 4, and there was a bunch of people around, and then I walked up. We thought people scattered, and when we got there was a woman on her back, and here was the scary part. There was someone next to her saying, "Carol, stay awake. Stay awake, Carol. Stay awake." I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on? And the paramedics had to come. The good news is she recovered. She was okay. And the funny news is I finally got on my knees and said, "Hey, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And she said, from laying down, she says, "Can I take a picture with you?" And I laid next to her. We have a picture because she couldn't get up.
Yeah.
I'm laying next to her. But she went to the hospital. She had black eyes. I kept in touch with her for a little bit. It was one of the scariest moments for me. I thought I was going to withdraw from the tournament and all, but she ended up being okay.
Yeah.
But I hit a guy that's one of you guys' competition. I'm going to forget his name. He works for the guy in
Ryan Russillo.
Is that it? Florida?
No.
Oh, the Lebitard show?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the guy was there covering it, and the weird part was he's married to my cousin's daughter, my first cousin's daughter. And so the guys were telling him, "You got to tell Ray you're related to him," whatever. And on the 17th hole, I didn't even know the guy was there. I never saw him before in my life. I hit that guy, and he was ready to come over and talk to me. And then he didn't talk. After I hit him, he didn't talk to me. He didn't get hurt. But then eventually we talked about it on the show that I actually nailed him. Yeah.
I'm glad that lady was okay. It'd be a very embarrassing lawsuit if you hit somebody and then they took you to court because your golf game was so bad that you hurt them.
Well, the thing is, on the ticket, there's no legal recourse they can take because if they come on the course, they know. But are you guys going to be there this year?
Yeah, we will. So actually, I think we're going to try to do the Get Hit by Ray Romano challenge. We might just follow you around and stand like 200, 250 away and hope you hit us, and then we'll sue you.
If you're 250 away, I won't reach you.
Okay, we'll stagger it.
I feel like a par 3 is a good option for that.
Say 150. Get within 150.
Okay. Yeah. All right, that's a sweet spot. But yeah, we'll be there, and we'll definitely say hello and thank you for coming on. As always, it's always fun to have you on. And
thank you. Let's go. Is this airing live today?
Monday.
Oh, okay. I was going to say go Knicks, but it'll be over by then, right?
No, you can say it. Yeah, maybe it will be Game 7 Monday night.
Maybe it won't.
Yeah. Keep the faith.
We need Cat. We need that Cat to step. How's he doing, by the way? Is he playing?
Yeah, he's doing okay.
Yeah. The big purr.
I think he'll be okay. Great games.
Yeah, I know he's got a knee.
His knee is okay. He's going to play. Yeah,
he's got to play.
Okay. I mean, he played. He got back in the game that night, so I would assume he's okay to play. But
yeah. All right. Well, we'll say hello and thank you as always, and let's break 50 this year. We're gonna watch. We're gonna be Ray Romano breaks 50.
That's the goal. To come in below 50th place.
Tell you what, if it hits me, I'm gonna direct it towards the green for you.
Yeah, I'll throw it to the hole.
You play it where it lies, wherever it goes.
Yeah, we need an army out there helping you. Yeah, let's do it.
We got you.
I'll take it. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Ray.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Part of my take is sponsored by BetterHelp. Men today face immense pressure to perform, to provide, to keep it all together. So no wonder that 6 million men in the U.S. suffer from depression every year, and it's often undiagnosed. It's okay to struggle. Real strength comes from opening up about what you're carrying and doing something about it, so you can be at your best for yourself and everyone in your life. If you're a man and you're feeling the weight of the world, talk to someone. Talk to a friend. Talk to a loved one. Talk to a therapist. With over 35,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. There's no shame in it. I've gone to a therapist before in the past. It's helped me tremendously. I would recommend it. If you're thinking about trying it, you should think about using BetterHelp. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/PMT. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PMT.
Okay, let's wrap up the show. By the way, I had this as a who's back, but then I looked it up, and I guess it's like a month old. I don't know if you guys saw it. I think it went viral this weekend. But it was Mark Ingram telling the story about how Jameis Winston once did a pregame speech that started in prayer and ended in the Monday Night Football theme song.
I love it.
So good.
I love it. He's the best.
So good.
He's the goddamn best.
Yeah. Good show, boys.
Good show.
Zach, did we have anything we missed? Also, good job of handling yourself with Caruso. That was nerve-wracking.
Thank you, sir. One thing. Earlier we were talking about Knicks blowing that 14-point lead in Game 1 may have been the biggest fourth quarter deficit blown. The Milwaukee Bucks actually, the Milwaukee Bucks actually blew a bigger lead. They had 29 points in the fourth to the Atlanta Hawks this one time.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
In the playoffs?
I'm sorry. I take it back.
Fuck you, Hank.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
So Knicks season no longer a disappointment.
Yeah, that's huge. That was a huge correction.
Good point, Zach.
I like that. Zach boy.
Yeah. Would you trade Cat?
For Giannis, I'm down.
Okay, nice. That's a good GM right there. It's a real good
Cat
GM.
for Giannis. Who says no?
Yeah.
No one. I haven't heard a single person say no to that.
Yeah. Let's get it done. Okay. Numbers?
3.
I think that was Hank.
Yeah, that was Hank. Memes had the echo 3.
I think that was Hank.
Zach, you're in charge now.
You just demoted Pug.
Wow.
President.
Did you just storm the Capitol on Pug?
Pug's not here.
Yeah, but that was pretty fucked up what you just did, Memes. That was a bloodless coup on Pug.
I don't know who got 3 first. That's who you guys think got 3 first there.
Yo,
I
Pug.
think the host of the show. I'm pretty sure the host of the show sounded off.
Give Pug your headset right now, Memes.
I think that was
Pug. Memes.
Can we get more headsets in the back, by the way?
Memes just straight up demoted you. He said Zach's in charge. He
There's a
made Zach
speaker.
president.
Not that mic. This mic. This room's.
There's a speaker in there?
This room's getting crammed these days.
Wait, there's a speaker in the back room? Why does every time you have to put on headsets?
Because if you would hear the speaker through the mic,
So we need more headsets.
technically yes.
Yeah. Okay, let's just get a couple more.
Okay.
All right, let's just get that done. You know what, Zach? You get us headsets, okay?
You gotta get us headsets.
I got headphones in my backpack. I can do that. Okay. How many? Okay. Yeah, we'll get more headphones.
On it. All right, Pug, you decide. It was Hank. I thought it was Hank.
I wasn't here. It's kind of hard to.
It was Hank.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, a fair president. All
That's
right.
2 out of 3.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Memes up 1-0. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Tie.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Hank.
1-1. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Tie.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Tie.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Hank wins.
Oh, ball don't lie.
Hank
That was
paper.
great podcasting.
Make
right
it rain.
That was a good battle.
Shout out to AWLs. All right.
I won with all 3.
Yeah. Memes, would you like to pick a number?
Got it.
6.
Yeah, all 3.
That was a good one.
All right. Everyone else numbers?
61.
11.
99 Pug.
27. 21.
Let's go, Zach.
I'll go 55.
I'll go 42.
Zach, what was yours?
55. Ooh. 15. Oh, Zach, that's mellow, isn't it? That's your favorite player of all time.
That'd have been nice to hit, but shout to Melo. Shout to the jackpot. Shout to Melo. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It happens.
Love you guys.
Me too.